Hello, it's Power Sam. Today, I have a story for you. And trust me, this one is pure madness. Imagine being the city's top playboy, then overnight your dad disappears, leaving you with a 2 trillion yuan debt and a one-way ticket to prison. Just when Xiaolin thinks it's over, a turning point occurs. A system cheat code binds to his soul, giving him a measly 1 hour to live unless he seals contracts with stunning goddesses. You won't believe the chaos that follows. Our hero goes from getting destroyed to throwing one punch that sends an undefeated steel-muscled giant flying across the ring. And then comes the fire at a petty class reunion. The arrogant class monitor tries to humiliate him. But jaws dropped when a motorcycle goddess, a stunning doctor in a luxury sports car, and a business queen in a red helicopter all arrived, each claiming to be his girlfriend. Every single person in that room was sweating and drowning in pure jealousy. But it's not all romance and luxury, friends. Dark assassin societies lurk in the shadows. Locked room murders happen right under his nose, and Xiaolin is forced to drive a blade into his own leg just to save his deadly tenant. Who is the terrifying mastermind truly behind his father's downfall? And can he survive a forced contract with a ruthless assassin queen who can choke him out with her bare thighs? To see how this broke playboy flips the script and survives this deadly game, watch the full video. Subscribe to the channel right now and like my video for my efforts. So guys, the story kicks off right outside the Grand Chilamount Villa, where a voice echoes with raw desperation. Xiaolin shouts, "I need to make money." Clutching a half-eaten cucumber, eyes blazing, he repeats, "I have to make money," then sits before a seized, taped-up portrait as panic sets in. "I'm too young for prison. My kid's future depends on it." Meet Xiaolin. Just half a month ago, he was Hai Qing's #1 playboy. Now reality is crushing him. He mutters, "Not only do I have a 2 trillion debt, I'm staring down prison too." He scans the sealed furniture around him. Half a month ago, my old man vanished after a serious crime, burying my chilling group under impossible debt. Overnight, I fell from heaven straight into hell. Then his phone lights up on the floor with a soft chime, his girlfriend calling. He picks up with a hopeful smile. He answers, "Hey babe, how are you?" Her reply is ice cold. "Xiaolin, I passed the civil service exam, we're done." You can almost see his soul leave his body. Shattered, Xiaolin screams into the phone, "What do you mean leaving now that you've made it?" She answers calmly, "Xiaolin, your debts are too much." That's what you get for trusting someone, guys. His rage melts into desperate begging. He stutters, "Fine, but can you at least return what I gave you? Even half." The only answer is a cold dial tone. Makes you wonder how much he gave her if half could dent a 2 trillion debt. He collapses onto his dusty sea sofa with a thud, exhaling a long, defeated sigh. Tears fall as he stares at a blue teardrop pendant in his palm. "Mom, this is all I have left." He'd pawned it yesterday for escape money, but then came the gut punch. It was fake, completely fake. He forces himself up. Crying won't fix this. I have to act. Xiaolin stands, changes clothes, eyes burning with purpose. 6 months before trial, and only one woman can save Chilling Group. If I win her over, there's still a chance. He stands outside Galaxy Group, staring at a huge billboard of Elon, the CEO. She turned Galaxy Group from losses to profit in a single quarter. He grips a business proposal, smirking. "She's my target." He suddenly bumps into a masked woman. He staggers back, ouch, then snaps, "Hey, are you serious?" She walks off. He thinks, "That actually hurt. Is she even human?" The masked woman, Yusen in thigh-high boots, disappears into the night, irritated. He mutters, "What terrible luck." High above the city, Yusi stands alone on a rooftop, coat whipping in the wind. A sharp click. A blue guitar case snaps open, revealing a sleek, deadly sniper rifle inside. Yuan settles into position, eyes cold and locked in. "It's almost time," the assassin whispers. Peering through the scope, she zeroes in on 2 women walking along the quiet sidewalk below. Down on the street, Yan, the elegant CEO, flanked by her fierce pink-haired bodyguard, Mayan. Xiaolin bursts from the shadows. "Mir, I'm Xiao from Chilling Group." Mayan instantly blocks his path. Xiaolin pleads, "I have a $1 billion deal, just a few minutes." She barks back. "Move. Now." Xiaolin pushes forward. "Don't stop me. I'm going all out today." Mayan seizes his wrist like a vice. He stutters, "Hey, easy, let's talk." She hurls him through the air. "Get lost." Spinning mid-air, he thinks. Wrong direction. On the roof, Yusen spots her opening through the scope. "Now," she whispers, squeezing the trigger. The rifle fires, and the airborne Xiaolin flies straight into the bullet's path. It tears into his back, a crimson mist blooming in the air. He becomes Yuan's human shield. Below, Mayan panics. On the roof, Yusen stares in shock. "I hit the wrong target again." Xiaolin collapses. "I took the hit." Elon kneels beside him. She pleads, "Wake up, you saved me." His hand trembles as he touches her. Is this the end? The blue pendant pulses with light. 2 trillion debt, and now this. A blooming courtyard appears in his mind. Voices shout for an ambulance, but he's already somewhere else. He looks up. Divine Goddess Palace. At least it's not down there. A blue system interface chimes. Goddess contract system activates and binds to him. System confirms. Binding successful. 1 hour of life granted. To survive, he must form contract with goddesses and gain intimacy points. He clenches his fists. Cheat code, but only an hour. Cut to hospital corridor. He stares at the ceiling. I got hit in the chest. How am I fine? This isn't medicine. This is divine intervention. Xiaolin bolts upright. Elon exhales in relief. You're awake. He touches his head, realizing the truth. He thinks, the goddess contract system is real. Yan leans close, eyes full of gratitude. You really scared me. I'll never forget what you did. But Xiaolin is panicking inside. He thinks, I'm almost out of time. 1 hour, that's all. A contract with a goddess in front of him could extend it. Fail, and the hour vanishes. Xiaolin shoves documents forward. CEO Ye joined Chilling Group as president. He pleads, only you can save me. Asking her to run a bankrupt company right after she saved him is bold. Elon studies it. It's nearly ruined, but salvageable. She adds, I was planning to step down anyway. But since you risked your life asking, I can't ignore it. Xiaolin panics. Please decide within an hour. After that, there's no one left. A cold voice interrupts. Xiaolin, stop struggling. Pay up or rot in prison. Li Huan steps in, roses in hand. Galaxy Group won't lift a finger for your ruined family. He stepped closer, eyes possessive. Yalan is mine. Back off. He told Xiaolin to accept his failure and move on. Xiaolin smirked. Oh, she's yours? Now I'm very interested. Beside him, Yalan gasped. Li Haosuan ignored him and thrust the roses forward. Elon, marry me. As Galaxy Group's future wife, you'll never need to worry again. Elon looked exhausted. She waved him off. I refuse. We are completely unsuitable for each other. Li Huan's expression darkened. He leaned in with a low threat. Do you really want to watch your company get destroyed? Elon flinched. The stress hit like a wave. She gasped, clutching her head in sudden pain. Mayan rushed forward, catching her before she fell. The headaches again? Elon leaned on her heavily. They're getting worse. Everything feels overwhelming. Li Haosuan hurled the bouquet to the floor. Stop pretending. He stepped dangerously close and issued his ultimatum. Wife or enemy, choose. Elon glared back. Business waits until I recover. Marriage, never. That snapped Li Huan's last nerve. Elon, I'm being extremely patient here. Mayan stepped firmly between them. She ordered him to back off. That only made it worse. He barked. Who do you think you are? He pointed at Mayan. Your paycheck comes from my family, not Yulan's pocket. Then came the venom. Block me again, and I'll end your career, and let your sick sister suffer. From his hospital bed, Xiaolin studied the glowing system interface. Ah, this fierce bodyguard is my next contract target. Li Haosuan snapped completely, lunging forward with screaming insults, trying to shove Mayan aside. But before he touched her, a firm hand snatched his wrist mid-air with a sharp crack. Xiaolin, out of bed, eyes blazing, stop right there. Li Haosuan snarled, how dare a ruined heir interfere with my family's business? The answer came fast. Xiaolin swung without hesitation, a devastating slap across Li Haosuan's face. The crack echoed through the room. Elon and Mayan stood frozen. Mayan stuttered. He actually hit him. Li Haosuan staggered, clutching his burning cheek. Xiaolin had absolutely nothing to lose. Xiaolin grabs Li Huan by the collar and slaps him repeatedly. The arrogant young master breaks down, begging for mercy. Xiaolin points, get lost. Huan runs off screaming, just you wait. Yan watches, stunned, so dominant. Cut to a pen signing paper. Yalan smiles. Xiaolin, I believe in you. Xiaolin threw his arms up. My god, there's hope. Elon blinked, thinking, my goddess. A glowing system panel appears, contract successful, 7 days of lifespan granted. A black card materializes in his hand. Xiaolin stammers, this is the reward, how do I use it? Before he can react, Elon collapses, clutching her head. Not again. Xiaolin catches her. He asked, what's wrong? She breathed heavily. I've been having terrible headaches. My memory is fading. I'm afraid I can't handle the job now. Xiaolin's eyes lit up. The system reward must target her headaches. He offered gently, I know some Chinese massage techniques. Elon sighed. Fine, go ahead. Mayan scoffed. Useless. Countless doctors couldn't fix this migraine. If your massage works, it'll be a miracle. Xiaolin activates the black card and presses it to the back of Elon's head. My technique is unique. A warm aura spreads and Yan flushes in relief. Mayan stares, shocked. Does it feel that good? Elon suddenly stands. The pain is gone. Unbelievable. Mayan is stunned. Better than medicine? Elon turns to Xiaolin, grateful. You cured years of migraines. I don't know how to repay you. Xiaolin smirks internally. Intimacy points after a contract. The system knows how to play. Then Yelin's eyes went wide. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. She pulled out a small black flash drive with a trembling hand. This is related to your father. Xiaolin stepped back, stunned. My father? She explained. I accidentally received a video meant for someone else. The email addresses differ by 1 digit. Her face turned deadly serious. I'm certain someone ended your father's life. My migraine made me forget, but now it's all back. The trio marched down the hallway. Yan declared, We're going to the police. Xiaolin's eyes burned cold. Whoever destroyed my father will pay. Then, a heavy thud. A tall figure in dark boots stepped into their path. The assassin Yan drew her blade with a sharp metallic slide, eyes piercing over her mask. You cannot escape. Accept your fate. Mayan stepped forward, shouting at Xiaolin, Stop talking nonsense. You stood up like a man against Li Han earlier. Why are you acting like a coward? Yilan ignored the jab, grabbed Xiaolin's hand, and pulled him down the hall, leaving Mayan to hold the line. But their escape didn't last long. Their shoes screeched to a halt on the slick floor. Surrounded. Faceless henchmen blocked every exit. Blackar, their leader, stepped forward with an arrogant smirk. Stop struggling. You all die here. Nobody saw what came next. Mayan launched herself at the henchmen like a blur, striking them down with devastating force. She spun her weapon like a whirlwind, sending grunts flying. She called back, Go, I'll clear the way. Mayan leaped high and brought a crushing strike down at Blackar. Nobody hurts you while I'm here. His smirk vanished, replaced by pure panic. He thought, We miscalculated. Yan has a real fighter. Mayan's strike came crashing down and completely missed. Xiaolin slapped his forehead. You messed up again. Blackar launched a lightning strike at Mayan. With skills like that, stay home. He reloaded with a sharp click and aimed directly. Hand over the flash drive. Villains and their guns. Elon stood unbothered. Leowan sent you, didn't he? Whatever he paid, I'll double it. Blackar just sneered, leveling his aim. I don't want money. Just the flash drive, or your life. Xiaolin saw things going south fast. He gripped a glowing card. No choice. I have to risk it. Energy surged around him as he shouted. Yan's reward. Activate Godspeed. A gunshot rang out. But as the bullet tore through the air, Xiaolin moved like a blur, sweeping Elon off her feet and carrying her clear. He threw her to safety. Take cover, Elon gasped, stunned by his sudden burst of speed. Sniper UCN stared in disbelief, dodging bullets with his body. Blackar screamed, What kind of nonsense is that? Blackar unleashed a barrage. With my marksmanship, I can't miss forever. Xiaolin weaved through the gunfire like a ghost. Then, click, empty. Before Blackar could blink, Xiaolin was already on him. Blackar cried, What kind of monster are you? Xiaolin roared, I'm Xiaolin. He drove a devastating punch straight into Blackar's face. Take this. Blackar didn't budge. He smirked. Didn't even feel it. He swept Xiaolin off his feet with a kick. You only know how to run. Why should I fear you? Xiaolin crashed hard to the floor. Elon cried out. Xiaolin staggered up, wiping his face. Fast is all I've got. If only I knew real martial arts. Then Mayan leaped onto his shoulders, leaving him speechless. One way to form a tag team. Xiaolin snapped. What are you doing? Mayan barked. You run. I fight. Take me with you. Elon watched from the side, completely lost. Blackar reloaded and aimed with a grin. Won't miss this time. The duo shot forward, barely dodging the shot. Mayan directed. 12 o'clock. Don't mess up. Xiaolin focused. Got it. Using his speed as a launchpad, Mayan flew forward and slammed into Blackar's defense. Unstoppable. A flurry of blows overwhelmed Blackar in seconds. The sniper watched in disbelief. They can attack like that too? The fight was fully on. Mayan swung from Xiaolin's shoulders with a fierce swoosh. Xiaolin roared, Finish him! Blackar froze in panic, then Yusin stepped in, blade easily blocking Mayan's strike. Mayan's eyes went wide. Yusin unleashed a wave of force, sending both of them stumbling back. Mayan gritted her teeth. Too agile, I can't beat her. Xiaolin asked nervously, Are you hurt? In a flash, Yusin grabbed Yulan and pressed a cold blade to her throat. Hand over the flash drive and I'll let her go. Yulan didn't flinch. She called out, Xiaolin, take the drive and go to the authorities. Yusin snapped. Shut up! She pressed the blade tighter. A crimson drop appeared. Elon gasped. Xiaolin couldn't hold back. He tossed the flash drive through the air. Enough. There's the drive. Release her. Yusin snatched it. Not yet. Verify it first. She shoved Elon toward the henchman. Never trust an assassin. Elon turns to Xiaolin, teary-eyed. That was 180 billion. You didn't hesitate. Xiaolin smiles. Money can be earned back. You only have one life. Inside he thinks, she's worth more than 180 billion. Yusin checks the drive and nods. It's real. Release her. She shoves Yan into Xiaolin's arms. He catches her. Miss Yi, are you alright? Let's go. Yan exhales. I'm fine. Let's get out of here. She glances at him, blushing slightly. She thought, I didn't choose wrong this time. Inside, Yusi held up the glowing flash drive. Blackstar, the mission is done. She handed it over firmly. As agreed, I'm out. No more assassin work. Blackstar took the drive with a smirk. Well done. Then his eyes narrowed. But why did you let them go? Yusin turned and walked away with cold confidence. I keep my word, she said. The moment she turned, Blackar raised the silenced pistol at her back. Clearly, he doesn't. It fired. The shot hit Yusin in the shoulder. She staggered, clutching her wound with a cry of pain. She spun back, fury in her eyes. You're despicable, Blackar laughed. You know our secrets and thought you could just walk away? He fired again. It's over for you. Yusin had other plans. In a flash, she drew her blade and deflected the shot with a brilliant crack of steel. The force of her counter sent Blackar diving backward to save himself. Outnumbered, Yusin made her move. She leaped back and crashed through the glass window in a shower of shards. Blackar roared, "Find her, dig 3 feet underground if you have to." His men shouted, "Yes." Next scene, sunlight over a grand, peaceful estate. Xiaolin finally exhaled. Yahello has the company. I can breathe again. Then his eyes went wide. Slumped on his couch was Yusin, badly wounded, clothes torn from battle, completely unconscious. Xiaolin walked in and froze. A beautiful woman on his couch. Where did she come from? And she's hurt. He leaned over, panicking. Should I take her to the hospital? Then reality hit. I can't even afford the registration fee. A holographic screen pinged. Rejuvenation cream, 5 intimacy points. Xiaolin grimaced. I only have 7 days left. Those points could extend my life. He wrestled with it, then made up his mind. I can't let a beautiful woman die in front of me. Forget it. He gently activated the item over her and whispered, "Stay as long as you need." A glowing medical patch materialized in his hand. He carefully placed it over her wound. It shimmered, then dissolved silently into her skin. Her eyelashes fluttered. With a soft gasp, she opened her purple eyes. Xiaolin leaned back in awe. Incredible, not even a scar. Our hero is definitely enjoying the view. She yanked her shirt over herself and glared. Seen enough? Xiaolin jumped back, sweating. I wasn't looking. I was saving you. Her icy gaze cut through him. You don't know who I am? Our boy is clueless. He tilted his head. Have we met? She realized. My mask fell off. She scans the room. Where am I? Xiaolin crosses his arms. My home. How did you end up hurt like that? She ignores him and tears a paper seal from the doorway. I'm living here now. Xiaolin snaps. I saved you and you're repaying me by trespassing? She slams a stack of cash into his face. Rent. His pride disappears instantly. In a blink, Xiaolin was bowing with a greedy grin. Stay as long as you like. Even his own thoughts mocked him. He hugged the bills to his chest and whispered, but it's really good. Later, sprawled on his red sofa with an apple, Xiaolin thinks, rent sorted. Now I need to extend my lifespan. 2 ways. Contract with a goddess. A glowing blue system screen appears. Or, earn intimacy points with a contracted goddess. Elon's profile lit up the display. I've already contracted Elon. I need to get closer to her, he decided. He called her with a smile. Got some free time? Coffee? She cut him off instantly. The line went dead. Xiaolin stared at the beeping phone, devastated. He pulled up the system. Mayan and Yusin appeared. He sighed. I know Mayan, but Yusin is an assassin. That's terrifying. Classic idiot move. His eyes locked on the hologram. Mayan, you're next. The camera pans across a towering brick building under the quiet night sky. Inside an office, chaos. Huan delivered a brutal kick to a bandaged henchman. You're all useless. No target, no item, nothing. A sharp voice cut through the room. Liha, calm down, a woman ordered. Huan dropped angrily into a leather armchair. President Gong Manly glided in, elegant purple dress trailing. Don't let these people ruin your mood. Huan scowled. Elon already got police protection. Making a move just got a lot harder. Can you blame me for being anxious? Gong Manly gracefully sat beside him, smiling deviously. Rest assured, we solve problems for those who pay us. I'll handle everything, he asked. How? Her eyes gleamed with malice. Elon's bodyguard desperately needs money for her sister's treatment. We target her. Huan grinned. Clever. Cut to a bright city street. Xiaolin steps up to Mayan looking determined. Mayan asked sharply, what do you want? Xiaolin smiled. I'd like you as my contracted bodyguard. She agreed instantly. Fine. Xiaolin blinked in disbelief. Then came the twist. Mayan leaned in. 1 million and I'll be your girlfriend, not just a bodyguard. Xiaolin sweated. I'm bankrupt right now. He scrambled. What if Elon pays you back tenfold later? Mayan turned cold. No money, no conversation. She walked away. Xiaolin grabbed her arm. It's not all about money. Think of the bigger picture. She spun around, and he went flying into the bushes. He groaned. Not again. He sat up in defeat. No intimacy points. Contract failed. Rough day. 6 days later, the grand chilling manor, Xiaolin sat pale and trembling, clutching a small box. It's hopeless. I die at midnight. He stares at the box. At least it's nice. Then Elon walks in, admiring the place. Beautiful villa, world-famous paintings too. Xiaolin slumps. What's the point? It'll all be auctioned in 6 months. Then he sees her and bursts into tears. Elon, my goddess, you're finally here. Elon raises a black card. I'd been clearing Xiaolin Group's old debts, recovered 800 million in investments and 200 million in fees. She paused, still a drop in the bucket. A few billion could turn this around. Xiaolin grabbed her hands desperately. What I want isn't money. I just needed to see you. A faint blush crossed her cheeks. Isn't this a bit fast? A system prompt flashes. 10 intimacy points gained. He thinks, a few more days of life. I actually wanted to see you too. Then Yusen appears downstairs in a pink apron, spatula in hand. Xiaolin, dinner's ready. His blood runs cold. I forgot about my tenant. The room turns icy. The system deducts 10 intimacy points. Elon pulls away. Your girlfriend is beautiful. Xiaolin panics. She's not my girlfriend. But Yan already leaves. He realizes he wasted his points. A message arrives. Mayan in a boxing ring. Elon recognizes it. Li Haowan's underground club. Why is she there? Tears form in Yan's eyes. She's earning money for her sister's treatment, but she's in danger. Xiaolin steps forward, serious. Let's call the police, or I'll talk to Li Haowan. Yan shook her head. No, illegal fighting means she gets arrested too. Xiaolin's jaw set with resolve. Then I'm coming with you. Let's see what's happening. I didn't find you easily. I'm not letting you go. They walked out through the towering double doors together. From the shadows, Yusen untied her apron and sighed. Can't even get a few days apiece. Cut to the roar of a packed underground club, blazing arena lights overhead. Mayan was already in the ring, trading blows with a massive orange-haired fighter. She launched a high kick, the crowd screamed, and missed completely, her leg sweeping air. Her opponent laughed, taunting her openly. You blew it. He unloaded a thunderous blow. Mayan crumpled to the mat, groaning as he mopped her mercilessly. Fighting with no sense of direction is a death wish. Mayan collapsed in the center of the ring. From the sidelines, Xiaolin and Elon screamed her name. Xiaolin rushed to the ropes. May, agree to be my bodyguard. Mayan looked up weakly. Why are you here? She coughed. I'm getting destroyed. She gasped for air. And you want me as a bodyguard? You think I'm useful right now? Here's where it gets good. Xiaolin grabbed her arm and slammed a contract onto the mat. Sign it, before it's too late. Sign and I'll help you win this fight. Mayan slams her hand on the paper. A glowing screen confirms the contract. She pants. How exactly are you going to help? Xiaolin grins and pulls out a glowing card. Trust me, I've got a plan. He presses it to her forehead in a flash of light. A blinding golden light engulfed Mayan as a surge of new power coursed through her. Her opponent threw a devastating punch. She slid aside effortlessly. He stared in disbelief. Her eyes snapped sharp and clear. The system had done its work. She spun and drove a brutal high kick straight to his jaw. The crowd exploded. The blind monk actually landed one. The giant crashed to the mat with a thunderous thud. Flawless knockout. Mayan stared at her own hands in amazement. I can actually tell directions now. She beamed, completely healed. She leaped into Xiaolin's arms, cheering. The system pinged. Intimacy points up. This guy is playing a very dangerous game. CEO and bodyguard both. Yuan screamed. She'd bet 10 billion at 80-to-1 odds. Even Xiaolin was stunned. He flashed a smirk and a thumbs up, loving every second of it. Mayan stepped to the center of the ring. I'm Xiaolin's bodyguard now. Xiaolin group rises again. But the fight wasn't done. The defeated fighter grabbed the ropes. Rules allowed backup. A mountain of a man stepped into the ring. Mayan stood her ground, pointing straight at the giant. One-on-one, if you dare. The announcer boomed. Undefeated in 98 matches. Bomber. Mayan visibly gulped. Oh my goodness. I'm fairly certain she regretted that challenge immediately. The crowd turned on her instantly, laughing her off. Elon began to panic. Her fortune was on the line. Xiaolin's expression darkened from the sidelines. It's fine, he muttered, ready to step in. Mayan charged fearlessly. Height means nothing. It's about toughness. She drove her fist into Bomber's chest with a heavy crack. Nothing. Not even a flinch. Mayan screamed as the force of her own punch shattered back through her wrist. Before she could recover, Bomber's massive hand shot out and seized her throat. He slammed her into the canvas with a cruel sneer. You think too highly of yourself, little girl. He dragged her across the floor. The ground's dirty. Clean it. Mayan lies battered, crying as she apologizes to her little sister. On the balcony, Li Haowan laughs and points. That's what you get for crossing me. That 10 billion is mine. Xiaolin stares coldly. What are you so proud of? He already knows which side fate is on. He swore she wouldn't lose. As Bomber moved in, Xiaolin screamed from outside and grabbed the rope net. Mayan heard his voice cut through the noise. Her eyes snapped open, burning with sudden determination. She slammed her bare foot into the floor, killing her momentum instantly. She launched a blistering counter kick, forcing Bomber to leap back. Bomber soared into the air, flames trailing behind him. The crowd gasped. The aerial bomb! On the mat, Mayan could only brace for impact. A thunderous explosion rocked the arena, sending fire and shockwaves in every direction. The smoke swirled. Bomber landed heavy, ready to claim his win. Then he spun around. Eyes wide, Xiaolin was standing there, Mayan safely in his arms. Xiaolin smirked. She grabbed the rope. Now it's my turn. At least he knows how to make an entrance. He handed Mayan to Elon gently. Don't worry, I'll earn back the startup capital for you. Bomber charged with terrifying speed and thundering footsteps. He swung a massive punch. Xiaolin vanished. Bomber roared, you actually dodged it. Xiaolin reappeared behind him. I don't just dodge, I hit back. He landed a solid strike on the giant's back. It bounced off. Xiaolin gritted his teeth. Is this even human? Muscles like steel plates. Bomber attacks. Xiaolin dodges. Too fast, outlast him. Bomber roars, stop running. Gong rings. Li Haoan, no running. Fight head on or lose. Mayan screams. That rule doesn't exist. Li Han, you're cheating. Yilan panicked beside her. Xiaolin can only run. He can't actually fight. Li Haoan leaned over the railing. My arena, my rules. Don't like it? Fight me. Yilan could only glare. Someone seriously needs to humble this guy. Xiaolin wiped his brow, smiled calmly. Fine. We'll play by his rules. Both women stared in disbelief. Mayan stuttered. Yilan screamed, watch out! Above them, Bomber had already launched his finishing move. The crowd cried, aerial bomb. If he can't dodge, he's dead. Xiaolin didn't move. He pulled out a glowing blue card. He roared with conviction. Divine Fist. A blazing golden aura erupted around him, eyes burning with unstoppable fire. He unleashed a devastating golden uppercut, perfect contact with the giant's chin. Bomber flew upside down and crashed into the mat with a tremendous thud. Out cold. Eyes rolled back, a tiny blue soul drifting from his mouth. On the balcony, Li Haoan froze. Sweat poured down his face. He stuttered. He was sent flying by a single punch. Yilan waved a gold card gleefully. 80 billion. Chilling Group's first win. Mayan grabbed Xiaolin's arm, beaming. Then she kissed him on the cheek. Xiaolin went completely red, totally speechless. Xiaolin and Mayan laughed and buzzed with energy while Elon stood between them, thoroughly bewildered. A shimmering gold card dropped smoothly through the air into an outstretched hand. Xiaolin caught it with a confident smile. Elon, thank you. She nodded steadily. Thank you for believing in me. The trio turned to leave. Xiaolin slung an arm around both girls. Elon looked less than thrilled. Our boy is absolutely playing with fire. A heavy foot slammed down in front of them. A hostile voice boomed across the gym. Stop. Leowan blocked their path, seething. You really think I'd let you walk out with 80 billion? Xiaolin cracked his knuckles and locked eyes. You really think I can't take it? Li Haoan gestured to the crowd behind him. Can you fight 28 professional boxers? Xiaolin smirked, golden energy crackling around his fist. He shot back. Try me. Xiaolin dashed forward and unleashed a brutal flurry, sending muscular goons flying across the room like ragdolls. The remaining boxers froze in shock. Li Haoan screamed, impossible. He was a useless rich kid. Never underestimate a protagonist chasing two girls at once. Seeing his men defeated, he backed away in panic. He stuttered, I can't explain losing 80 billion to my family. You can't just walk away. Xiaolin sighed. Li Han, step aside. Don't make me force you. He stepped closer. That money is mine. Li Han screamed, Blackstar, how long are you gonna wait? Blackar stepped out from the shadows with his goons. He aimed his gun. This time, you're not getting away. Li Han instantly turned and sprinted off like a coward. Xiaolin spun around. They were completely surrounded. Cold sweat ran down his face. No way to dodge this. Behind him, Mayan and Yilan froze in terror. Then a deafening crack rang out. Blackar screamed. A shot tore through his arm, crimson mist filling the air. Mayan gasped. Blackar's hit. Someone's helping us. High above, Yusint peered through her scope with a cool smirk. Considerate repayment for saving my life. Xiaolin scanned the balconies, confused. Nobody there. Before he could think further, he and Mayan charged into the chaos. Xiaolin roared, now, counterattack! Mayan launched into the air and drove a brutal kick straight into a goon's face. Xiaolin slipped behind a distracted henchman, clamped a hand over his mouth, and disarmed him quietly, borrowing this. He fired a rapid, precise barrage. Flash after flash, methodically dropping every remaining goon. Mayan stared. You can shoot too? Xiaolin laughed, twirling the gun. I was a rich young master once. I've tried everything. He stomped his foot onto a wounded Blackar. The assassin pleaded, spare me, Xiaolin. Xiaolin aimed the barrel down, voice cold. You've attacked us multiple times. Why would I spare you? Blackar panicked. I have a secret. Spare me and I'll talk. The tension turned suffocating. Xiaolin growled, speak. Blackar pointed at the retreating Li Haoan. Your father was taken down by Li Haoan's father, Li Xinghe. The evidence is on a USB drive. Li Haoan stopped cold, face completely drained. You're betraying me directly. How dare you? Xiaolin's eyes blazed. His patience finally snapped. He roared, Li Haoan. He launched forward like a meteor. You arrogant scum! A devastating blow sent Li Han flying through the air with a thunderous crash. Li Haosuan crashed through the door and slammed into a concrete wall, debris scattering everywhere. The once arrogant young master slumped against broken glass, completely finished. He never stood a chance. Xiaolin grabbed him by the collar. The debt for my father's death cannot be forgiven. Li Haosuan trembled, stuttering for him to stop. Xiaolin dragged him forward. Let's go. Tell me everything. Back in the gym, a wounded Blackar clutched his chest. Li Haowen, don't blame me. I was just following orders. Then the story takes a sharp turn. A cold, dark barrel pressed against his face. Yusin stood over him, massive shotgun in hand. Blackar, you betrayed your comrades again. His eyes went wide. It's you. A blinding flash ended it. Yusin stood over the fallen henchman and delivered her warning. Tell Gong Manly, stop targeting Xiaolin, stop looking for me. Or, this is what follows. Cut to a shattered Li Haosuan outside a temple gate. Shirt torn, tears streaming. Please, I've told you everything I know. Xiaolin pulled out his phone and started snapping photos. Perfect. Hold that pose. Beautiful. The humiliating photo was sent with a soft chime. Xiaolin held the phone up. Li Xingka, seen the photo? Li Han told me everything. You will pay for this. On the other end, Li Xingha sat defeated in his lavish office and sighed, don't hurt my son, I'll meet any demand. Xiaolin laid it out. Tomorrow, press conference. Confess everything publicly. No choice left. Li Xingha agreed immediately. Notify the media. Press conference tomorrow. Xiaolin locked Li Han in a dark cell. Your father confesses tomorrow, then I let you out. Li Haosuan wailed. As Xiaolin walked upstairs, the screaming echoed from below. I'm scared of the dark. Don't leave me alone. Back home, Yusin met him at the door in a maid outfit, holding a tray with a warm smile. Landlord, I made bone soup. Want some? I know exactly what you're all thinking. Completely oblivious, Xiaolin sipped the soup happily. Thank you, this is great. Then he noticed something missing. Yusin, where's the ceramic jar that was here? It had my... Oh, that? It had broth ingredients inside. I used it for the soup. Pure horror swept across Xiaolin's face as he choked. You. He collapsed to his knees, sobbing into the floor. That was my father's ashes. Father, forgive me. She got him good. Yusin laughed. Kidding! I put it in the Buddhist hall next door. Xiaolin sat relieved, but shattered. What a wicked woman. Later, kneeling before his father's memorial, he prayed, Dad, Li Xingha won't go down easy. I'm ready to fight. Bless me. He opened a wooden box beside the shrine and took a blade. Dad, I'm borrowing the family heirloom. The next day, Xiaolin slipped a mysterious device into his coat pocket and prepared for what was coming. He reached the door when Yusin called, Going somewhere? Wait. He paused. What is it? She smiled and fixed his collar. Your clothes are wrinkled. Let me fix it. Xiaolin turned serious. Yusin, if I don't return today, move out in 6 months. She waved it off. I'll have dinner ready. I think he just added another one to the list. At a packed press conference, Li Xingha stood at the podium. I have something very important to announce. In the shadows, Xiaolin stood with Mayan. She whispered, Police are ready. Once he confesses, they move in. Xiaolin, I hope so. Li Xingha leaned into the mic and pointed at Xiaolin. He kidnapped my son. Xiaolin stepped out, just as expected. Officer Luo Yainin approached him. We reviewed your recording. You're wanted for Li Han's disappearance. Come with us. Li Xingha smirked. My son is free. You can't touch me? You think you can shake me? Xiaolin lowered his head, hand in pocket. I lost everything. If I can't avenge my father, there's no point. Officer Luo raised her gun. Hands up. Now. Xiaolin pulled out a black device. The reckoning begins. He yelled, the knife. But it wasn't a knife, it was a USB drive. Xiaolin stared at his hand. What is this? Beside him, Yilan pointed and screamed, That's my USB drive. A laptop screen lit up the hall, playing a shocking video. It showed Li Xingha violently choking Xiaolin's father. Xiaolin turned to Officer Luo. Now you know who the real threat is. Li Xingha tensed up. The crowd erupted. Chilling Group's chairman was killed by Li Xingha himself. But the real twist hasn't landed yet. Xiaolin's expression darkened. Li Xingha has vast resources and deep connections. Even arrested, sentencing him won't be easy. Xiaolin suddenly sprinted toward the stage, roaring, Li Xingha, I'll avenge my father! He crashed into him hard. As they struggled, Xiaolin quietly slipped the gun into Li Xingha's hand, thinking, Lucky I grabbed this at the gym. Empty, but it'll do. Officer Luo's eyes went wide at the sight of the weapon. Li Xingha grabbed it defensively. Xiaolin screamed, Don't shoot me, please! Li Xingha thought, Where did this gun even come from? Officer Luo and her squad aimed at the businessman instantly. Drop the weapon, now. He stuttered in terror. Too late. A thunderous blast filled the room, a shot striking Li Xingha square in the chest. Officers unloaded as Li Xingha stumbled back, weapon lowering. Officer Luo screamed, I didn't order that. Who fired? The two behind her sweated profusely. Not me. Don't look at me. Someone definitely panicked. Xiaolin stood tall over his fallen enemy. Then Li Xingha laughed, dark and chilling. Bleeding on the ground, he grinned up at Xiaolin. You think I'm the only one after your family? You can't win. You're doomed. Xiaolin turned to Mayan. She asked, are you alright? He nodded, I'm fine. Then Yilan spoke sharply. The first shot came from the opposite building. Someone wanted him silenced. Xiaolin's eyes went wide. What? Tension thickened instantly. He muttered, there's far more to my father's fate than I thought. Then the sharp click of heels cut through the room. Officer Lu Yan entered with commanding authority. Xiaolin. She held up a firm hand. The kidnapping suspicion hasn't been cleared. We're searching your residence. You're not leaving my sight. Cut to the grand chilling villa standing quiet under bright sun. Officers swept the empty hallways. One reported, nothing here, Captain. Another confirmed the same, but this is exactly where it gets interesting. Xiaolin tapped the stone wall and smirked. Villas like this always have secret rooms. You just need the mechanism. Click, the wall shifted. Found it. The heavy door creaked open, revealing a dark cell. An officer shouted, Captain, hidden room, someone's inside. Officer Luo snapped handcuffs on Xiaolin. She looked him dead in the eyes. I sympathize with your situation, but break the law and you face the consequences. Further inside, a soft voice echoed from the floor. A figure in a maid outfit knelt, asking, Master, why did you take so long? Close your eyes, kids. She was completely tied up in rope, cheeks flushed, looking up with a pout. I couldn't wait any longer. Anyone would panic. Xiaolin broke into a cold sweat and stammered. Officer Luo looked at him with pure disgust. You've been playing around too much, haven't you? She turned away and marched upstairs. We're done here. Xiaolin reached out. No, it's not like that. Tears ran down his face. I won't go to jail, but I'm already ruined. Yusin leaned in, teasing, I saved you again. How will you thank me? Xiaolin, I could offer my body. She snapped. You rascal. Then business shifted. Xiaolin asked, where's Li Hawan? Yusin, attic, sealed, harder to find. Xiaolin nodded, but when the attic opened, they froze. Li Han lay motionless, bound in a massive crimson pool. Both stood in shock. Xiaolin trembled. Did you do this? Yusin knelt and inspected the fluid. Not me. It's still warm. He was taken out just before we arrived. Xiaolin stared at the ceiling, mind racing. The door was locked. A locked room mystery. Yusin's eyes narrowed. She flicked her wrist and hurled a blade toward the ceiling. The attacker is up there. A blinding beam of blue energy blasted down from the vent, missing Xiaolin by inches. He leaped back in terror. A hand reached down and wrenched the rusted vent cover open with a loud clink. Xiaolin and Yusin squeezed into the narrow airshaft. Xiaolin grunted. How did someone move through here so fast? Yusin pressed close behind him. This is the work of an ace assassin. We're in serious trouble. She snapped. Stop standing there. Chase him while he's injured. Xiaolin groaned. I'm stuck. Yusin pushed him. Let me through. Xiaolin went red. Stop. I can't hold on much longer. I'll let you figure out what he's holding back. Drop it in the comments. Yusin found herself pressed directly against him and let out a startled gasp, cheeks burning red. Flustered, she swung and slapped Xiaolin across the face. You rascal! He winced. She immediately backpedaled. I didn't mean it. I really didn't. Back at the mansion, Yusin in maid disguise dusted her hands. Handled. No one will find out. Xiaolin pressed. Who are you? You've already taken a bullet. Yusin threw something into the fire. Don't ask. Flames erased the evidence instantly. She warned, the less you know, the safer you are. Xiaolin stepped forward in anger. I need to know. He said Li Xingha was right next to him when he got hit. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying not knowing who did it. Yusin stopped and looked back. Li Xingha was taken out by Yugi, Li Han by Wincha. Both are from the Haidong Society. The room turned cold. Their reach is far beyond anything you imagine. Xiaolin shot out of his chair like he'd been struck by lightning. Dread washed over him as the memories flooded back. His father had mentioned them. The Haidong Society had tried to recruit him, and he refused. That single refusal brought disaster upon everything. Cut to a top-secret location, the Haidong Society Dragonhead Club. 5 powerful figures sat in a circle under a single spotlight. Yu Xiaoshang, vice chairman of Chong Group, adjusted his glasses. Manly, update us. Gong Manly smiled with wicked satisfaction. The Li family, father and son, are both gone. The video only implicates Li Xingha. We're in the clear. But Gao Jinha, president of Gao Group, wasn't convinced. Xiaolin is still breathing. He's a walking time bomb. Huang Yao, the chubby president of Haiqing Chamber of Commerce, scoffed. Simple, just get rid of him. Then, a loud bang. Su Mingwa slammed her hands on the desk. Number. The hot president of Haiying Bank glared at the room. Xiaolin still owes us a fortune. End him now, and everything we've done is wasted. Let him live. Maybe we recover the debt. Gao Jinha fired back. Chilling Group owes Xinghua Group 80 billion, owes me 220 billion. What do the rest of you have? Yu Xiaoshang cut in coldly. 300 billion. Su Mingwa sighed, 100 billion. The numbers being thrown around here are pure audacity. Gao Jinha grinned with malice. Even selling Xiaolin wouldn't cover it. Better to eliminate him before he drags us all down like he did Lai Xingha. Su Mingwa tried to protest. Yu Xiaosheng raised his hand, silencing the room. No unanimous decision. We vote. Raise your hand if you agree to end him. 4 pale hands shot up instantly. Motion passed. Yu Xiaosheng turned back to Gao. Manly lost people recently. Police are watching her. He coldly ordered Gao Jinha to send his man Jianlin to handle Xiaolin. A terrifying grin spread across Gao Jinha's face. Consider it done. Back on the streets, bicycle wheels rolled across pavement. A voice grumbled, when do we finally get a car? Xiaolin clung to the back of a bicycle as Mayan pedaled. She scolded him, at least get a motorcycle. A company chairman on a bicycle is embarrassing. Xiaolin grinned. The verdict cleared the 180 billion to Xingha Group. Only 18.2 billion left. Once that's paid, we're buying a car. Mayan mentioned her sister's surgery was today and asked to leave early for the hospital. Xiaolin agreed and said he'd come along. The sunny street cut hard to the harsh red glow of a surgery room sign. Silence. A body lay perfectly still on a gurney, covered by a white sheet. Dr. Bai stood nearby, expression heavy. Resuscitation was unsuccessful. The patient has been pronounced dead. Mayan collapsed to the cold floor, completely shattered. She grabbed the edge of the sheet, screaming and sobbing, begging her sister to wake up. Xiaolin stood frozen in the doorway, light fading from his eyes. He squeezed them shut and called out to the system, "Is there any way to save her? I can't watch this." A soft chime. 60 intimacy points exchanged for the grand rejuvenation pill. 0 points remaining. Then horror hit. The system had auto-exchanged. He screamed internally, "I was just asking. I didn't mean to confirm it." He stared at the tiny pill in his palm. 0 points meant less than a day left to live. Xiaolin took a deep breath and clenched his jaw. Save her first, figure the rest out later. He walked into the operating room, steady voice cutting through the tears. "Don't cry, Mayan. I can save your sister." Dr. Bai's eyes flared. "Are you questioning my expertise?" Her heartbeat has stopped. Brainwaves, gone. "She is gone." Xiaolin didn't flinch. "Then I'll create a medical miracle." He brushed past the doctor and pulled back the white sheet. Dr. Bai snapped. "Medical miracles exist, but not ones that raise the dead." Xiaolin replied coolly, "That's because you've never met me." With careful, deliberate hands, he placed a small pill between the patient's still lips. The room went completely silent. Seconds passed. Xiaolin sweated, muttering, "Why isn't it working?" Dr. Bai stepped forward, furious. "How dare you mess around?" Acting cool and failing instantly, the most embarrassing thing ever. Xiaolin smiled awkwardly. "Just a little longer, the medicine needs time." Dr. Bai wasn't having it. She grabbed his arm. "Leave now or I'm calling security." Then, Maya bolted upright with a sharp gasp, rubbing her eyes. So noisy. The room froze. Pants soiling moment, genuinely. Dr. Bai stared at Xiaolin like he'd descended from heaven. "She's actually alive. Who are you?" Xiaolin smirked. "A unique skill, not for sharing." Dr. Bai could only whisper, "Incredible." Then reality hit Xiaolin hard. He checked his watch. Less than 30 minutes left to live. He slumped onto a hallway bench, praying desperately. "Mayan, please finish that checkup and come give me some intimacy points." Heels clicked down the corridor. Dr. Bai approached, trembling. The patient in bed 19, all lesions gone, every indicator completely normal. She leaned in, eyes wide. "You've shattered my worldview. What was that pill? Can I have one for research?" Xiaolin gave her a deadpan glare. "Why would I do that?" Dr. Bai visibly deflated. She mumbled nervously under her breath. Then she tried again, offering to pay. Xiaolin raised an eyebrow. "Money?" His expression darkened. "If only money could buy it. I'm paying with my life." Bai grew desperate. "Name your price. Everything is negotiable." Then, a glowing blue system notification flashed in his vision. New contract target detected. Dr. Bai pulled out a certificate and explained. "I founded a patented pharmaceutical company in college, worth 20 million. It's everything I have. I need that pill." Then, a blaring red warning hit his interface. Lifespan critical. Her profile appeared. Divine physician, contract bonus of 10 days. His face cracked into a manic, desperate grin. Surrounded by mountains and rivers, a bright future awaits. He frantically scribbled his signature. Contract accepted, but one condition. You stay on as chief doctor of the company. Bai blinked in confusion and agreed, handing over the paperwork. The red timer ticked toward 0. Xiaolin shoved the pen at her, begging, "Sign it, now." She stammered, Okay, pen hit paper, and a brilliant light flooded his interface. Lifespan, 10 days. Pure relief washed over him. He closed his eyes, grinning. "I feel amazing." In his joy, he hadn't noticed he was still gripping her hand. Bai yanked it back with a shiver, thinking, "Is this guy a creep?" Dr. Bai composed herself. "Contract signed. Now give me the pill." Xiaolin scratched his head awkwardly. I haven't fully evaluated your company yet. Need to confirm it's worth 20 million. Inside, he was panicking. 0 points, couldn't afford the pill, needed to stall. Faking it till you make it is risky when miracle drugs are on the table. Dr. Bai held out her business card firmly. Company address. Meet me tomorrow and bring the medicine. Xiaolin smiled with relief. Deal. Later, he and Mayan cruised down the street on the bicycle. She glanced back warmly. Thank you for saving my sister. You're a good person. Xiaolin muttered, unfortunately, good people don't live long. Mayan's eyes went wide. Then their path was blocked. Armed thugs stepped from the shadows. The Mohawk sporting leader pointed. That's them. Mayan dropped instantly into combat stance. She declared, Boss, I'll go first. If I can't handle them, then you step in. Instead, Xiaolin bolted the other direction. Are you crazy? Did you count those knives? Even if we win, we get hurt. What's the point? Mayan blinked, then followed. Actually, that's smart, boss. As they sprinted side by side, she asked, Li Han's gone. Why are they still after us? Xiaolin gritted his teeth. Heidong Society. The thugs closed in fast. Mayan panted. We can't keep running. We need a way out. They hit a towering building wrapped in construction scaffolding. Xiaolin pointed up. I have an idea. You go first. Mayan used his shoulders to launch herself onto the frame. What about you? Xiaolin braced. I'll follow. The thugs arrived below and swarmed up the pipes like angry ants. One shouted, They're up there, go, another called. Where's the guy? Down below, hidden from sight, Xiaolin gripped a heavy metal pipe with a mischievous grin. Hee. He swung it full force at the main support. Break. The entire structure groaned and collapsed with a thunderous crash, dust swallowing everything as thugs hit the ground. But mine was still up there. She plummeted through the air, screaming, Xiaolin, you absolute coward. Xiaolin struck a dramatic wide stance, arms outstretched. Don't be afraid. Ultimate move, activate. With a thud, he caught her perfectly, absorbing the full impact. Mine's fury melted into awe. You actually caught me. Xiaolin, completely drained, wheezed. You should lose some weight. Never say that to a girl. Mine's smile turned dangerous as she seized his cheek. What did you just say? Xiaolin shrieked in panic. Sorry. As he carried her away from the scattered unconscious thugs, a familiar chime rewarded him with intimacy points. He thought calmly, probably gratitude for saving her sister too. Meanwhile, a sleek black car cruised silently down a nearby street, carrying a much bigger threat. Inside, Gao Jinha slammed the armrest. Useless fools. So many people can't handle one Xiaolin. Su Minghua sat with arms crossed, golden eyes narrowed. His story isn't over yet. Let him live. We still need his money. Gao Jinha turned on her. You're tied to Chilling Group too. If Xiaolin rises, neither of us walks away clean. Su Minghua clenched her bag. I know what I've done. I don't need reminders. Gao Jinha smirked, tapping his chin. He thought coldly, enjoy your freedom while it lasts, Xiaolin. Su Minghua stayed silent, dread rising. Cut to bright morning over Fufu Medical Beauty Clinic. Inside, Dr. Bai guided Xiaolin, left his R&D, right his sales. Small scale, very profitable. She held a glowing pink bottle, Snow Vision. My new product, made from ancient formulas. Once launched, it can make billions. Xiaolin, that real? Dr. Bai nodded. Records support it. A bat smashed through the window. He Fa stormed in with thugs. You've caused enough trouble. I'm shutting this down. Dr. Bai, Miss Hay, what happened? He Fa stepped in, face ruined. She screamed, I used Snow Vision. Look at me. It's destroyed and it reeks. Dr. Bai froze. The product had failed. Something went wrong. But it doesn't smell, does it? I don't notice anything. He Fa's eyes ignited with pure rage. You dare mock me? She swung the massive bat straight down at the doctor. You're asking for it. Xiaolin stepped in and caught the swing barehanded. Can we talk this out? Dr. Bai called out his name in relief, then turned to him tearfully. Thank you, but don't get involved. She admitted the product failure was her fault and begged him to leave before things escalated. Xiaolin didn't move. He glanced at the goons surrounding them. If I walk out, they'll destroy you. He Fa snapped. I don't eat people, but I will ruin her face too. Xiaolin stayed calm, meeting Heifa's eyes. I can fix your face, she scoffed. Why should I believe you? He replied. Give me 3 hours for a perfect face. Heifa went silent, considering it. She lowered her bat and scoffed. Half an hour? Not 3. When time's up, I destroyed his place and both of you leave on stretchers. Don't mess with a gang leader whose face is ruined. Xiaolin turned to Dr. Bai. You're not leaving. Fix the formula. Dr. Bai slumped. I deserve this for testing an unfinished product. She admitted she couldn't control the balance of the formula, and years of testing had nearly destroyed her sense of smell. Xiaolin's eyes lit up. No wonder you couldn't smell the rot on Heifa's face. He asked, what if I could restore your smell? Make it even stronger. She eagerly agreed. Xiaolin smiled. Done. He summoned a glowing holographic interface and declared he could elevate her sense of smell to bare level, over 2,000 times stronger than a human's. The glowing interface hummed and merged seamlessly into Dr. Bai's forehead. She drew a slow, deep breath. Her eyes went wide with pure amazement. My nose? It's back. I can distinguish everything, she gasped, completely overwhelmed. Incredible, Xiaolin snapped. Now hurry, we're running out of time. She jumped into action immediately. But standing close to him, she caught something unexpected. She blushed. Is that a man scent? She hadn't expected him to smell this good. Xiaolin noticed her drifting. Ms. Bai, can we start? She snapped back and got to work. Xiaolin smirked to himself. Just signing a contract with her had added 10 whole days to his life. She'd be a perfect source of intimacy points. At the lab station, Bai worked effortlessly. Her enhanced senses made the complex formula feel like basic arithmetic. Then the 30-minute timer hit 0. He-Fa stepped forward. Patience gone. Time's up. How do you want to die? Dr. Bai stepped forward and handed her a glowing blue liquid. Trust me this time, I won't fail. If I do, I'll accept any consequence. He-Fa snatched the glass without hesitation and splashed the icy blue liquid straight onto her own face. Xiaolin blinked. You're not afraid it makes things worse? He-Fa smirked. My face is already destroyed. What more is there to lose? She shot him a deadly look. If it fails, I'm taking you down with me. This woman is built completely different. Thick smoke billowed out with a sharp hiss. He-Fa clutched her face, screaming as everyone watched in panic. Her skin cracked and peeled. She gritted through it, so itchy. Then came the miracle. As the dead skin fell away, she touched her newly healed cheek in disbelief. Xiaolin's jaw dropped. I didn't expect her to be this beautiful. Dr. Bai threw her arms around Xiaolin. We did it. Snow vision is real. Intimacy points flooded in, 200 total. Dr. Bai looked at him through tears. Thank you, Xiaolin. Xiaolin wept dramatic tears of pure joy. Half a year of lifespan, here we go. He initiated the exchange for the Grand Rejuvenation Pill immediately. Then reality hit hard. All 200 points drained, leaving just one. He stared at the tiny pill. What the? Who authorized the auto exchange? Last time it was 60 points. Why did it jump? The system replied, first purchase discount, one time only. Even magical systems have terrible customer service. Xiaolin gritted his teeth. Ruthless. He turned to Dr. Bai. Your medicine is powerful. Why not join the medical aesthetics competition? Dr. Bai slumped. I tried. Got rejected. He-Fa slid a black VIP card. Use this. No one will refuse. Xiaolin stared in shock. He thought, the Black Dragon card. Fewer than 10 exist, held by the underground Heath family. He looked up at the red-haired woman. He was looking at the legendary eldest sister of the Black Dragon family. Dr. Bai still hesitated. Will a card really work? The organizing committee is the Medical Aesthetics Association. Their standards are impossibly high. Xiaolin snatched the card with a confident grin. We won't know until we try. Dr. Bai wavered. Is this appropriate? Xiaolin pushed her forward. If this competition matters, take the shot. They grabbed the prototype bottle from the counter with a sharp snap. Dr. Bai held it carefully. These are our only finished products. Don't lose them. They arrived at the towering headquarters of the Medical Beauty Association under bright sun. Inside, a woman in a red dress strutted to the registration desk. Ya Na, asking Director Yu to favor her in the final evaluation. The corrupt director smiled. Don't worry, Mrs. Zhao. With your connection to Mr. Gao, the champion title is already yours. Bai Ji and Xiaolin stepped to the desk to register. Bai Ji politely announced their entry. Ya Na turned, a venomous smirk forming. Our outstanding alumni, how precious. She laughed at the audacity of bringing such a small company to compete. Xiaolin leaned in. Bai Ji whispered, old university friends, I've never understood why she targets me. There's always that one toxic classmate. Director Zhu looked at their paperwork with contempt, then stood up loudly. Your company is known for shady practices. You're not members, you cannot participate. Baiji pleaded, non-members are allowed, just look at our clinical data. Zhu hurled the papers into the air. It doesn't meet requirements. Don't waste my time. Papers fluttered down like trash. Xiaolin clenched his fists, glaring hard at the corrupt director. Lines drawn. Yana pressed her heel into the scattered data, laughing at Baiji scrambling on the floor to gather it. I never expected the high and mighty campus star to end up like this. Tears filled Baiji's eyes. This is my hard work. Please don't trample it. Xiaolin stepped forward, holding up the gleaming Black Dragon VIP card. Apologized to her. Now. Zhu snatched it with an amused smirk. A bank card? Xiaolin said coldly. It's not a bank card. Zhu's smirk curdled into disgust. He threw it to the ground. Get out. You'll never enter a medical beauty competition in your lifetime. Xiaolin's eyes narrowed. You just threw the Black Dragon card. Zhu, completely blind to his own fate, jabbed a finger. Never heard of it. Sounds like nonsense. This man is digging his own grave. Meanwhile, Yana kept mocking Baiji effortlessly. The man you brought is a low-level poser. Baiji tugged Xiaolin's arm quietly. Should we just leave? Xiaolin didn't budge. Wait, not yet. He points across the hall, voice echoing. Get the president out here. I'm the former #1 young master of Haiqing City. I can't be wrong about this card. Then heavy footsteps approach from behind. Who's looking for me? A sharp man in a tan suit stepped forward. I'm President Xiaoming of the Medical Aesthetics Association. Zhu immediately rushed to suck up President Xiao, just a small company causing trouble after getting rejected. Poor quality products. Xiaoming waved dismissively. Blacklist them. Then his eyes caught something on the marble floor. He froze. Sweating instantly, he scrambled to pick it up with trembling hands. It's actually the Black Dragon card. Completely clueless, Zhu adjusted his glasses proudly. President, that kid brought it to show off. I even stepped on it a few times. Toss it. Xiaoming turned slowly. You stepped on it? Zhu nodded with a bright smile. Sure did. Xiaoming's hand cracked across his face, sending his glasses flying. You idiot, don't drag me into your death wish. Yana went pale, muttering, what is happening? Zhu clutched his burning cheek, completely lost, stuttering frantically. President Xiao, it's just an ordinary card, isn't it? Xiaoming grabbed him by the collar, furious. He started beating the arrogance clean out of him. Call the Black Dragon card ordinary again, and you're done. Then Xiaoming rushed to Xiaolin, bowing so deep he nearly touched the floor, offering the card back with both hands. I sincerely apologize. Please, enter directly, no registration needed. Zhu watched from his knees in stunned silence. Xiaolin took the card back, unimpressed. Your association is quite unruly, President Xiao. Xiaoming sweated. Yes, deeply sorry. Behind Xiaolin, Baiji covered her mouth in disbelief. The card actually worked? Yana's face had gone cold with sweat. Who is this person? He's got President Xiao scared. Xiaoming turned his fury back to Zhu and pointed at the exit. You're removed from the council. Get out. Zhu waved his hands in panic. Please, I didn't know. I have family depending on me. Xiaoming ignored him, guiding Xiaolin and Baiji inside. Zhu dropped to his knees, grabbing at Na. I lost my job because of you. Don't abandon me. Na looked down at him in pure disgust. You're pathetic. They just have a president backing them. They're nothing. After all that, she still thinks she has the upper hand. Nay flipped her hair. Relax. My boyfriend is Gao Jinha. Zhu's face instantly lit up with relief. Of course. I'm always loyal to you. Yana glared at Baiji. Lucky this time. But even if you compete, I've already won. Meanwhile, Baiji calmly told her test subject, you can wash it off now. The woman, face still caked in green paste, stared in disbelief. How can it work this fast? She shot up and pointed. This is a scam. Baiji just smiled gently. Please trust me. The woman grumbled. Why wasn't I chosen for Tina Aesthetics instead? Their product is clearly the best. Yana strutted over in her heels, mocking openly. 5 minutes in and you're already done, Bai. She held up a golden bottle like a trophy. Surrender already? Your company doesn't belong here. Gasps rippled through the room. People pointed and whispered, My face! My face! Someone screamed, rushing away in panic. Moments later, Baiji's test subject returned from the washroom, skin glowing. She screamed, Your product is amazing. Yana froze. She panicked. How is this possible? Baiji smiled calmly. A laptop suddenly displayed analysis data. All 3 rounds of results were being processed. The announcer stepped up. After strict selection, finalists are Tina Aesthetics, Yana smirked, and G Aesthetics. Baiji grabbed Xiaolin's arm. We made it. Xiaolin, this is just the beginning. Snow Vision will reach China and beyond. Products were locked in secure cases for finals. Yana glared. When we win, don't make a sound. A crash echoed in a private room. Glass shattered. Yana, trembling with rage. How did she make something this good? Is Tina just a stepping stone? I won't accept it. Shoes clicked in. A voice. Who upset my girl? Yana spun around with a desperate smile. Gao! She wrapped herself around his arm immediately. It's Xiaolin and Bai. I don't know where they got their formula, but they're trying to steal my championship. Gao Jinha paused at the name. A dark smile crept across his face. I haven't gone looking for him, and he walked right to me. Yana blinked. You know him? Gao scoffed. Former #1 young master of Haiqing. Now, just a worthless stray dog. Yana's confidence snapped back instantly. No wonder Baiji got bold. She found a backer. But a phoenix without feathers is just a chicken. She'll never catch me. She clung to Gao's arm. Help me lock in the championship. Once I win, nationwide pre-orders. Minimum 1 billion yuan. Gao laughed smoothly, glancing at the sweating Zhu. Depends if the director agrees. Zhu nodded eagerly. Anything for Gao Jinha. The real twist hadn't hit yet. Gao flashed a cold grin. Then, it's a guaranteed win. The announcer took the stage. The 8th National Medical Beauty Competition Finals. Begin. Xiaolin and Dr. Bai stood ready. Yana smirked from across the floor. The announcer declared, contestants choose their own category. acne, disfigurement, or wrinkles. Yana pointed at a woman with a prominent facial scar. You, come with me. Xiaolin watched her go, eyes narrowing. Tina, one specializes in acne. Why pick heavy disfigurement? There's a trick here. Baiji stepped toward another volunteer. Xiaolin grabbed her arm. Wait, he warned her. Choosing acne won't show our advantage, it leads straight to defeat. Baiji hesitated. Then what do we do? Xiaolin extended his hand toward an older woman with a traditional look. Auntie, I choose you. The crowd murmured. 7 competitions. Wrinkle removal has never succeeded. Another voice, G Medical Beauty just chose the hardest category. The announcer boomed. Tina Medical Beauty abandoned acne expertise to tackle scar removal. G Medical Beauty chose the impossible, elderly wrinkles. Both teams brought their products to the podiums. The announcer continued, arrogance or confidence? Let's find out. Baiji popped open the snow vision bottle confidently. Then, noxious green smoke billowed out. Baiji recoiled, covering her mouth. Something's wrong. Xiaolin stepped closer. What is it? Baiji trembled. They added sulfuric acid. Xiaolin's face hardened. That's not cheating, that's villainy. Yana's heels clicked in as she approached, smirking. Baiji pointed angrily. You sabotaged snow vision. I'm calling the police. Yana sneered. Opposing me was never your place. She leaned in. Got proof? I'll sue for defamation. Baiji collapsed against Xiaolin. We're going to lose. Xiaolin held her. We don't give up yet. Baiji cried. It's useless. I wasted everything. Xiaolin thought desperately. System, help me. How do I make her stop crying? A blue screen chimed. Eternal spring water. 18 intimacy points. Xiaolin thought. Perfect. But can I borrow points? System, no credit. Xiaolin stared blankly. He sighed. Miss Bai, I'm sorry. He hugged her gently, stroking her hair. Don't cry, it hurts me. She sobbed as he prayed for points. System, insufficient emotion, no increase. Xiaolin went blank. He sighed. 0 romance skill. Then pulled out a red pill. I'll keep my promise. One condition. Baiji Tiri, what condition? Xiaolin smiled. That you stay happy. She blushed, crying from emotion. Xiaolin, she whispered. A massive notification appeared above her head. Intimacy points 99. She threw her arms around him. You're so kind. Hidden from her view, a devious smirk spread across Xiaolin's face. Done. Then Ju and Yana strolled over, laughing loudly. Bai can't handle losing. Yana sneered. I told you, you're not worthy of competing with me. Ju piled on. G Medical Beauty will be the laughingstock of the industry. The real twist hasn't even started. Xiaolin turned to face them, completely calm. You're celebrating too early. A notification chimed. Eternal spring water redeemed. A small bottle materialized in his hand, glowing brilliant blue. He handed it to Baiji. Use this. She sniffed it. It smells incredible. She hesitated. But will it work? Xiaolin met her eyes. Do you trust me? Every doubt disappeared instantly. She beamed. Yes. The glowing pink liquid was poured carefully onto a waiting hand. The auntie rubbed it gently onto her face, hoping for a miracle. The host announced, time to witness the results and crown our champion. Both test subjects stood still, faces hidden behind hand fans. Yana leaned in at Baiji. I overshadowed you in university. Today I crush you completely. Baiji smiled calmly. I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. The first subject, the scarred woman, lowered her fan. Dead silence. The scar was still fully visible. But folks, that's when the tale exploded. Bun-haired Annie dropped her fan, sparking a huge collective gasp across the room. Her skin shone with fresh vitality, utterly renewed. The crowd went wild. People shouted it was a true fountain of youth. Jonah gaped in total shock, jaw dropping to the floor. Reporters instantly stormed the stage, snapping photos in a wild burst of clicks. The press lost it, hailing it as a massive breakthrough destined for tomorrow's headlines. They dubbed Bai's creation a legend in medical aesthetics. Meanwhile, Nan and her crew freaked out, yelling, "How is that possible?" When a reporter pressed for the product behind her miracle glow, Baiji smiled wide, lifting her small bottle and proudly naming it their fresh fountain of youth. But Jonah jabbed a finger at her, fiercely demanding a committee probe. She accused Guy of sneaking in banned hormones. Xiaolin smirked and tossed the bottle ahead. Feel free to run tests, he said with total confidence. The liquid rushed backstage into a test tube for deep analysis. Heavy silence gripped the auditorium until a masked tech passed the results to the host. The host cleared his throat and declared that full tests showed 0 banned substances in the fountain of youth. He ramped up the drama before revealing the winner. The champion is Tina Medical Aesthetics. Look, I'm telling you guys, I nearly smashed my screen at this. Bai froze speechless while Jiaona crossed her arms with a smug, arrogant grin. Baiji's eyes flared in utter heartbreak. She whispered in disbelief, wondering how this could happen. Baiji confronted her rival, asking if Na orchestrated everything. Jeha laughed, saying Baiji would always stay beneath her. Baiji shook, broken. Why? Heavy footsteps suddenly echoed across the stage. Gao Jinha stepped in behind Jonah. He leaned in smugly, saying the man behind her could rig anything. The crowd gasped, recognizing the vice president of the chamber. Gao greeted Xiaolin calmly. Baiji realized her opponent's confidence came from his backing. Xiaolin's eyes sharpened. He coldly called out Gao for his manipulations. Gao replied, "Win or lose, methods don't matter." Baiji was stunned. Xiaolin could still stand against him. Gao smirked. "You've lost your only chance. Beg before you lose everything." Xiaolin didn't react. He smiled lazily. "I see no real power worth fearing." Gao's grin faded. Xiaolin said, "I haven't lost yet." He raised his hand. "The product has banned substances." "Nah," snapped in rage. Gao grabbed her. "Shut up." He whispered. Tests were fine. He'd bribed everyone. Any flaw could be buried. Jeha praised him. Then Xiaolin pointed. "No tests needed. The victims are proof." A scarred woman screamed. Her face twisted violently and started peeling, exposing the scary side effects of Jeha's so-called winner. Guys, tension choked the room like a blade. Jeha's face twisted in fury as she screamed, "It's impossible. No problem showed up before." Meanwhile, Gao Jinha glared down with terrifying force. Ju stumbled back, shaking. Gao Jinha demanded, "What did you say?" Jonah pointed at Ju. "It's you. You caused all this." Ju panicked, waving his hands. "It wasn't me. I only swapped products." Thieves always betray each other when things go bad. Gao Jinha stepped forward with 2 enforcers. "Teach him a lesson." They closed in. Ju stuttered. "It wasn't me." Cornered, he cried. "I confess. Jonah forced me." Nobody saw that coming. An enforcer struck him hard in the stomach. The force sent Ju flying back, shocking everyone. Xiaolin watched as they dragged Ju away, a faint smile forming. Exposing him now is pointless. Gao would never let him talk. The announcer then raised a golden trophy. "This year's champion is announced," he declared. "G medical aesthetic." Baiji turned to Xiaolin, smiling. "Xiaolin, we did it." "Xiaolin, as long as you're happy." Na walked off bitterly. She tried to hide her defeat. "It's just a title, I don't care." Dr. Baiji thanked him. She kissed Xiaolin's cheek. "Thank you." A system alert triggered. Plus 100 intimacy points. Later, outside the Grand Haising Medical Association building, Baiji finally voiced the burning question. "Xiaolin, how did you predict the product swap?" Baiji clutched his arm, eyes full of admiration. "You turned the whole game around." He chuckled, lifting his phone. "Because I have Zhu Yong. She handles the details perfectly." Baiji froze. "You even have a strategist?" High heels clicked as a woman approached. She smiled. "Too many reporters. Sorry I didn't show up." It was Yelan, the business queen, with Mayan behind her. Yelan said calmly, "I only help with small strategies." Xiaolin proudly introduced her to Baiji. "This is my female Zhu Yong." He added that Yelan's predictive skill was invaluable. Baiji gasped in shock. Yelan smiled softly. "Nice to meet you." As they shook hands, Yelan said, "If I'm Zhu Yong, then Xiaolin is our emperor." Baiji was stunned. Xiaolin handed her documents. "From now on, G Aesthetic belongs to Chilean Group. You'll also handle premium orders." Yelan reviewed them. "Can production handle demand?" Xiaolin nodded. Snow Vision output was stable. Yelan's eyes sharpened. "I'm more interested in Fountain of Youth." Xiaolin broke into a nervous sweat. He pleaded, "Let's stick to Snow Vision. Fountain of Youth might get me killed." Yelan leaned in, fully in control. "Okay," she said, then added, "Snow Vision earns a few billion in 6 months. The Fountain of Youth could make hundreds of billions." Xiaolin's eyes widened. Hundreds of billions. He got instantly fired up and summoned glowing blue bottles. "Fine, 8 bottles for launch. I'll restock after." Yelan jumped back. "How did they appear?" Yelan ordered, "May, hide them before anyone sees." May quickly stashed the bottles. Xiaolin watched, sweating. Xiaolin waved it off. "It's not even rare. Why care?" Bai crossed her arms. "Not rare? You're bold." Yelan studied a bottle. "Split into 100 parts. Sell at 10 million each, 10 billion per bottle." Xiaolin froze. "That's insane." He hesitated. "Can it really sell?" Yelan smiled. "It will. You underestimate wealthy buyers." She stepped closer to Xiaolin. Leaning close, she flashed a mischievous grin and whispered, "Since you hired this sister, I'll tidy up the chaos for you, my little boss." Making 20 trillion in 6 months challenges, even this sister, but she'll pour everything in for you. Xiaolin leaned back sweating. "Oh, thanks, sister." A system alert popped up, plus 10 intimacy points. He sighed. Yan is always hard to win over. 0 or just 10. Gaining more feels impossible. Then he quickly ran. "I have things to do." Yelan stayed behind, mildly annoyed. Outside his home, Xiaolin exhaled. "A group of beauties is exhausting. I need a shower." The door clicked open. Inside, the assassin had just stepped out of the shower, wrapped in a towel. "You're back. I'm almost done." Xiaolin panicked. "Ah!" A towel flew into his face. Yen looked at him flatly. As young master, you've seen this before, right? Xiaolin forced a nervous smile. He stammered, "Can I stay innocent?" A system panel suddenly appeared. It showed his contracts and a harsh truth: lifespan reduced to 10 minutes, intimacy points at 48. He relaxed on the couch, staring at the screen. Only 10 minutes left? He quickly spent points, extending his life to 48 days. He thought, I'll trade it all for a few free days. But then he remembered the strange illusion earlier. I left before the door opened. What's inside? He closed his eyes. A pink glow wrapped around him, pulling him into an ethereal world. He landed before the Grand Goddess Temple. He whispered, "So this is it." The massive doors creaked open. Inside was a grand hall of golden pillars and flowing banners. He looked at bamboo scroll racks. Is this the list of all goddess contracts? He pulled one scroll, 3 volumes, 36 names total. Can I handle this? He read about Ling Shu, an 18th tier actress with a cold exterior. He muttered, "Another target?" A small white dog with coin jewelry suddenly barked and jumped forward. A mysterious, graceful voice rang from above. "Bold, how dare you invade the goddess's palace?" Xiaolin flinched. Glancing back in panic, he shouted, "Someone's here, and it's a woman." Before he could react, the tiny dog exploded into a roaring tower of fierce flames. The little pup morphed into a huge, terrifying hellhound with blazing red eyes and deadly fangs. It roared wildly at him, and Xiaolin screamed, "Oh my goodness!" With a powerful lunge, the beast charged. Xiaolin spun and bolted for his life, yelling, "I'm out of here." Xiaolin jolted awake, pale and sweating. Seeing his panic, Yusin rushed over and hugged him tightly. "What's wrong? A nightmare? It's okay, I'm here." She held him, thinking he was under heavy pressure. But Xiaolin wasn't having it. He pushed her away quickly, face red. "Don't get that close," he yelled. "You just want free rent, right? I see through it." Xiaolin acted confident but looked clueless. A pillow suddenly hit him hard, knocking him back. Yin turned away, annoyed. Xiaolin rubbed his head. "You're a hooligan," she snapped back. "I'm the owner here." Then a phone buzzed. A smartphone lit up on the table. Xiaolin picked it up, confused. "My phone hasn't rung since bankruptcy." It was a class group chat. Chao Haiyang sent an invite. Teacher Xiao's birthday at Haiqing Grand Hotel. Bring partners. Friends confirmed. Chao tagged Xiaolin. "Teacher Xiao always liked you. You must come." Xiaolin hesitated, then agreed. He replied, "Okay," put on his suit, and left. "I'm going out," he said. From the hallway, "Where are you going? A date?" She entered with apples and noticed another phone. A message blinked. "Xiaolin, don't come, it's a trap." Yusin's face went blank as she read the alert. She stared silently, lost in deep thought. In the next scene, under bright afternoon sun, the Grand Haichong Grand Hotel towered against the sky. With confident steps, Xiaolin strode through the main entrance, totally unaware of the trap waiting inside. He entered the VIP room. Old classmates were already there. Pong mocked, "Hey, young Master Xia." He blocked Xiaolin's way. "Rules today. Cars over 1M sit center, under 1M sit sides." Xiaolin didn't hesitate. "Then I sit at the top. My car is worth 50 million. Teacher Xiao over there." Everyone froze. Chao Haiyang broke into sweat. "What car? Your Pagani was seized." Teacher Xiao watched silently. Xiaolin waved it off. "The subway is worth 50 million. Xiao almost choked. His smile turned cold. "I came because Teacher Xiao was kind, though that kindness came from my dad giving him an apartment." Both Teacher Xiao and Xiao coughed awkwardly in embarrassment. Chao clenched his teeth. He ignored all intimidation. He decided to strike back. Liao asked about the message. Chao signaled Sonpong, who stepped in. Sonpong smirked, bankrupt and in debt. "Chao's with Gal Group now. He can borrow millions. Show respect and toast him." Xiaolin smiled. "Really? Great, I owe 2 trillion. Everyone spat their drinks in shock. "Stop talking nonsense. The Gal Group isn't mine. How can I help him? Let's just eat." Sunpong looked terrified after hearing about 2 trillion. Xiaolin rolled his eyes. "Ha, that's it?" Suddenly, the VIP doors opened. Sunpong jumped up. "Sister-in-law's here." Everyone turned. A stunning woman entered in an elegant tight dress. She said softly, "Sorry I'm late." Xiao Haiyang puffed his chest out and gestured. "This is my girlfriend Ling Shu, a big star." Ling Shu stayed cold and expressionless. When Xiao Haiyang touched her waist, she frowned in disgust. He ignored it and smirked. "Beautiful, right? Heard your girlfriend dumped you, pathetic." Sunpong added, "Don't stare at her. You don't deserve her." Xiaolin ignored them, thinking, "Ling Shu, one of my targets?" Sunpong rushed over asking for an autograph. "Can I get your autograph? I loved your show." Liao Wan leaned in. "Want me to pretend to be your girlfriend?" Xiaolin refused politely. "I appreciate it, but rumors could hurt you." Teacher Xiao said, "Everyone's paired up. Want an introduction?" Sunpong laughed. "With his debt, who'd marry him?" Xiao Haiyang smirked. "Maybe someone wants his liabilities." Liaowen snapped, "You too." A Ducati stopped hard. A stunning bodyguard arrived. People whispered in shock. Xiao Haiyang straightened up. She's walking toward us, maybe she's here for me. Suddenly, a pair of soft hands gently landed on Xiaolin's shoulders. Man hugged him from behind, sweetly saying, "Honey, why did you leave me? I'm bored at home." Xiao Haiyang froze in shock. Xiaolin stayed calm. "Don't act like this, people are watching." Teacher Xiao laughed. "So Xiaolin already has a girlfriend?" Xiao Haiyang gritted his teeth. He said he was single since when? Sun Pong tried to calm him down. "Well, Xiaolin's girlfriend looks fine, but her car is trash. Our sister-in-law drives luxury." Hearing that, Xiao Haiyang's smug grin returned. Teacher Xiao nodded and said, "Exactly. A partner's capability matters for the future. Xiao Haiyang's girlfriend clearly stands above in that area." Even the teacher took sides. Then a bright green sports car screeched to a stop. Dr. Bai stepped out, looking stunning. The crowd gasped. "Wow, luxury car and a beauty. This goddess is walking toward us too. Who is she here for?" Then another hand landed softly on Xiaolin's shoulder. Bai leaned close and asked, "Boss, I'm stuck on the new formula. Can you help?" Xiaolin calmly answered, "Sure, no problem." Xiao Haiyang and Sun Pong stood frozen. Xiao Haiyang trembled with rage. She came for Xiaolin too? Impossible. Sun Pong sweated heavily, thinking, what do I even lack? At his limit, Xiao Haiyang pointed at Xiaolin. "So what if you have luxury cars? If you're capable, make your girlfriend arrive in a private jet. Stop acting like the rich young master you once were. You're a loser in money and love." Suddenly, a heavy rhythmic thumping echoed outside. Everyone turned to the window. A violent gust slammed into the glass. Sun Pong and Xiao Haiyang panicked. Sun Pong shouted in shock, "Unbelievable." What happened next stunned everyone. A bright red helicopter descended outside the hotel, whipping up a fierce storm. Someone screamed, "He actually came by helicopter." The door opened and a commanding, elegant figure stepped out. It was the business queen herself, Elon. Hope flashed in Xiao Haiyang's eyes. He stepped forward and smiled. "I know her. She's the famous business queen recruiting talent. She must be here for me." His confidence was absurdly funny, but Yilan walked right past his extended hand. Instead, she looked straight at Xiaolin and warmly called, "Darling." Xiao Haiyang froze completely. Yilan stood beside Xiaolin, ignoring everyone else. She asked, "I haven't eaten yet. Won't you invite me?" Xiaolin smirked. "Today the class monitor is paying, right?" Xiao Haiyang forced a smile, sweating. "Of course," he stammered. Liao Meiwan laughed. "Young Master Xiao is back." Sun Pong panicked. "Even a starving camel is bigger than a horse." Ling Shi watched silently. Teacher Xiao lectured about loyalty while everyone secretly envied Xiaolin. But the real shock was coming. A door burst open and an arrogant enforcer entered. "This room belongs to young Master Gao. Get out." Sun Pong snapped back. "First come, first served. Why should we leave?" The enforcer kicked him down instantly. He sneered. "Young Master Gao has priority." Panic spread. Liao Meiwan whispered about leaving. Xiao Haiyang stood up. "I work for Gao Group, show some respect." Sun Pong and Teacher Xiao praised him, calling him their hope. Xiao Haiyang stepped forward smugly. "Which branch are you from?" "I'm a manager at Gao Group." He kept bragging. Before he finished, the enforcer slapped him hard. "A manager dares speak for the Gao family?" Xiao Haiyang collapsed unconscious. Liao Meiwan rushed to him, trembling with fear. She cried, "Class monitor, are you okay?" Teacher Xiao stood up. "Don't get involved. Let's leave." But a voice stopped everyone. "No one is leaving." It was Xiaolin. He stepped forward, hands in pockets, completely calm. He said firmly, "I booked his private room today." His former classmates instantly turned on him. Sun Pong shouted, "Chia, what are you doing? Don't drag us down." Xiao Haiyang, dizzy and furious, added, "Don't think you're still the rich young master. Before young Master Gao, you're nothing." Gao Jinha sneered as he recognized him. "So it's young Master Xiao again," he mocked. "Your classmates are right. Know your place. You still dare talk back? Forgot last time?" Jonah then leaned close and whispered a vicious idea. "Don't argue with him. Tell the hotel owner to throw him out and humiliate him. No one dares disrespect the Gao family." Gao Jian's grin widened. "Makes sense." He proudly ordered his men, "Go invite Miss." Before they moved, sharp heels echoed from the hallway. A confident voice interrupted, "No need, I came myself." The atmosphere changed instantly as Effie entered, radiating pure authority. The crowd gasped. Someone whispered, "Oh my, it's Miss He." Her face was ice cold, blue eyes locked on the intruders. In a commanding tone, she ordered, "Please leave. You are not welcome here." Gao Jiana burst into mocking laughter and pointed at Xiaolin. "Haha, Xiaolin, ever been kicked out like this? With how often you embarrassed yourself, you should be used to it." His shamelessness was unbelievable. Effie's eyes darkened. She pointed directly at Gao Jianha. "Gao Jinha, I was talking to you." His smug smile vanished, replaced by pure shock. Effie raised her finger and said, "That's right, you." Then she declared, "Xiaolin is my honored guest. From now on, this room is reserved exclusively for him." The classmates were stunned. Sun Pong gasped. The He family really drove away the Gao young master for Xiaolin? Liang Meiwan was shocked. Wasn't Xiaolin bankrupt? How is he still this influential? Gao Jiana left humiliated, grinding his teeth in anger. Before leaving, he glared at Xiaolin and threatened, "You got lucky today, next time no one will save you." After they left, Hei turned to Xiaolin, her voice soft with concern. "Gao Jinha clearly has issues with you. He's petty and extremely vengeful. You need to be careful." Xiaolin smiled politely and replied calmly, "Yes, thank you for helping." With a playful smirk, Hei raised her hand and snapped her fingers sharply. On cue, a waiter arrived carrying an absurdly expensive bottle of wine. He smiled warmly and said, "Just pay with your Black Dragon card. No need to spend anything. These are 30-year-old Romani Conti. It's my treat. If it's not enough, get more from the wine cellar." Seeing this level of respect, the classmates felt crushed. Sun Pong muttered, "In the end, you're still a rich young master. Even after falling, you're still above us." Xiao Haiyang clenched his fist. "I've done everything, but still can't surpass him." Ling Shu suddenly froze. "A Black Dragon card? He has one?" Hei finished paying and waved at the door. "Enjoy yourselves. I'll head out first." After she left, Dr. Bai looked at Xiaolin. "Is she treating you like this because she likes you?" Elon nodded. He only cured her face, yet she's risking the Gao family. She wants more. Xiaolin touched his chin thoughtfully. "That may be true, but she hasn't said anything, and I can't ask." Xiao Haiyang forced it together and grabbed Ling Shu. "We're leaving. She has a big movie shoot." Sun Peng praised him as they walked. "Sister-in-law's getting major roles. She'll be a star." Xiaolin suddenly stopped them. "Wait, Miss Ling." Everyone froze. Xiaolin stepped forward and said, "Miss Ling, I want you." Lin Shu froze. "Huh?" Xiao Haiyang turned red with rage. He shouted, "You're stealing my girl?" Ling Shu's expression turned cold and sharp. She snapped, "Mr. Xiao, show respect." Xiaolin told Elon, "I want her. Do whatever it takes." "Yes, sir." The room went silent. Elon stepped in. "My boss is interested in you." Ling Shu scoffed. "A business queen isn't something you bargain for." Elon leaned in and whispered, "I can get you into Octopus Game variety show." Ling Shu gasped, eyes widening. "The Octopus Game?" She couldn't believe it. "That hottest show? I can really join?" Elon smiled. Xiaolin Group had a direct slot. Elon smirked. "You're just a D-list actress now, but I can help you win." She added, "The winner becomes a top star and gets the female lead in a fantasy drama." Ling Shu froze. "I can really become the lead?" Gang Banik. Xiao Haiyang panicked and grabbed Ling Shu. "Don't believe them. Come with me. You're my girlfriend." Elon raised an eyebrow. "Is she really your girlfriend?" Her gaze pierced him. "From what I see, she's just an actress you hired." Xiao Haiyang froze. Cold sweat covered him. "How did you know?" He immediately covered his mouth. "Oops, I slipped." Ling Shu looked at him with disgust. The excuse was weak. He stumbled back in silence. Elon rolled her eyes. Xiaolin then stepped forward. "Why hire an actress for this?" He walked to Ling Shu and handed her a document. "Miss Ling, join my group." Seeing a chance, Ling Shu immediately agreed. "All right." Xiaolin nodded at Elon. "Lady Zhuge, your judgment is sharp." She turned away proudly, slightly confusing him. A system screen appeared. Ling Shu contract success, plus 5 days life. But not enough intimacy points unlocked rewards. Xiaolin frowned, realizing high-level targets like Jade Hairpin required stricter conditions. Xiaolin and the girls turned to leave the hotel. Xiao Haiyang reached out desperately, begging Xiaohu not to go, but Xiaolin simply ordered, "Let's go." Before stepping out, Ling Shu glanced back and gave a mocking wink. "Don't overact. Be strong," she teased. Xiao Haiyang broke down. "Xiaolin, you bastard, you humiliated me and stole my girlfriend." But outside Hong Grand Hotel, the group suddenly stopped. Hei warned them, this was bad. A group of thugs blocked their path. The Scarface bouncer sneered, "You won't escape this time. Come on, fight me." The henchman laughed crudely. "I want the beauty," one said. "I want the biggest one," another added. Xiaolin didn't back down. A fierce aura erupted from him. He glared coldly at Gao Jinha, vowing to show his true strength. More goddess contracts meant more people to protect. Running was no longer an option. "It's time Gao Jinha sees my real power," he said. Fiery energy surged into his fist. He dashed forward like lightning, landing heavy strikes. The gang was swept away effortlessly, bodies flying. He leapt toward the scar-faced bouncer. "Last time was an accident. This time is different," he said coldly. As his fist hit the enforcer's block, Xiaolin roared, "This time, you'll get even worse." He pulled back his arm, gathering glowing energy. Divine Fist. Meteor Fist. A storm of fiery punches exploded onto the scar-faced bouncer, crushing him under relentless impact. When the dust cleared, Xiaolin stood over the unconscious thugs, victorious. He glared down and ordered them to tell Gao Jinha he would uncover the truth behind Xiaolin Group's debt, even if the Gao family was involved. Clenching his fists, eyes burning with resolve, he declared, "Even if he rules Haichong with an iron fist, I will break through this plot." Gao Jinha stomped violently on the injured thug's face, shouting that they were all useless idiots. The battered thug begged, crying that he truly couldn't beat Xiaolin, he was too strong. Furious, Gao grabbed a heavy glass ashtray and kicked him brutally, yelling at him for spouting nonsense. With a sickening hit, a red mist filled the air. Gao Jinha mocked him for even trying to dodge. He pressed his foot down again and declared Li Han's lackeys worthless, ordering the man to kneel. Suddenly, President Gong Wei walked in with a striking silver-haired man, casually asking what caused his rage. Gao Jinha sat down, forcing himself to calm. He glanced at them and guessed Yao Zhang had sent them. Gong manly confirmed it, saying Yao Zhang knew Xiaolin was still active and sent an expert to deal with him. The silver-haired man introduced himself as Wen Xiao, top assassin of the Assassin Society, boasting he had never failed a mission. But anyone bragging like that is usually about to fail badly. A sinister smile formed on Gao Jinha's face. Xiaolin taking a female star to a variety show was the perfect chance to end him. Meanwhile, outside the Grand Chateau de Fear, the octopus game set was ready for contestants. Xiaolin and Ling Shu arrived, impressed by the massive structure. But suddenly a mocking voice cut in. Young Master Xiao still has time to escort stars while owing 20 trillion debt? Xiaolin turned, narrowing his eyes. It was Gao Jinha, standing with popular idol trainee Xiao Senu. Gao smirked. My entertainment company is famous. I have every right to be here. Xiao Senu sighed dramatically. This show loses dignity if anyone can join. I only came because Gao invited me. Gao laughed and told the star not to worry about the cannon fodder, saying the champion spot was basically his already. Then the crowd suddenly gasped as the legendary film queen Ayu made her entrance. She walked in gracefully, instantly stealing everyone's attention with her elegance. Feeling pressure, Xiaolin quietly asked if they were really that famous. Lin Shu nodded. Idols and film queens were guaranteed popularity magnets. She sighed, thinking a D-list actress like her couldn't compete. Xiaolin brushed it off. Just follow the flow. The winner is decided at the end. Ling Shu stared at him, unsure if it was arrogance or real confidence. Then the host, Tentacle Timmy, appeared in a pink octopus suit and explained the rules. Teams compete in 3 rounds, and the audience votes for the champion. The first round was called Sweetheart Push-Ups. One partner does push-ups while the other sits on top, and the highest total score wins. Gao slid over to film queen Yue and offered to be her partner since she was alone, but she immediately rejected him. A perfect, cold shutdown. Then another stunning woman in a white dress entered, instantly dominating the room. Xiaolin froze and asked why she was here. A confused Ling Xiu asked if he knew her, Su Minga, a famous banker and investor. Sweating, Xiaolin admitted she was actually his creditor. The host shouted, "Start!" and everyone began push-ups with their partners. The first brutal round began, and Su Minga quickly lost composure. She burst out laughing, saying the position was too funny. Xiaolin, struggling under her, groaned that her humor was terrible. Meanwhile, Xiao was drenched in sweat, counting up to 83 push-ups while carrying Xiao Senu, who soon begged to switch. Xiao Senu collapsed from exhaustion, leaving Xiao furious as he told him to get back up. Seeing the struggle, Ling Shu nervously offered to switch places. Xiaolin, shaking under her weight, refused and asked how he could let her do that. Panic rising, Lang Shu warned that if they didn't change something, they would lose for sure. Xiaolin gritted his teeth, sweat falling down his face, and said, "Then I'll do exactly as you say." Lang Shu lay back, face flushed with anxiety, and whispered, "Please don't go too hard. I'm afraid it will hurt." They were so close they could feel each other's breath. The camera slowly panned across the chaotic studio. The contestants were trapped in awkward, compromising positions. The crowd erupted in shock, shouting that this wasn't a real variety show anymore, while fans cried that their idols were being ruined. Who even approved this game design? When Xiaolin pressed down on Xiao Senu, the pressure and tension made everything unbearable. Xiao Senu shut his eyes tightly and turned away, finally giving up. "I give up," he shouted. Xiaolin quickly pulled back, face burning red, and pointed at him in anger. "Why is your face turning red like a kettle? I'm not into guys," he yelled. Meanwhile, Xiaolin panted heavily, wiping sweat from his brow. He stuttered. We seem to have won." With a relieved shout, he hugged Ling Shu tightly and lifted her up as she laughed. Gao Jinha smirked and pointed at them. "You think you're winning? Dream on." The scoreboard showed their team far ahead in votes. He arrogantly said, "Variety shows aren't real competition. Audience popularity decides everything." Ling Shu clenched her fists. "All our effort can't beat this? That's unfair." Xiaolin realized it was fan-based dominance. If we want to win, we must try harder. Then a cheerful announcer in a giant frog suit stepped on stage. He raised the mic and announced the second game, Ball Battle. Ruby Ribbon walked among the pairs, handing each team a large red balloon. "You must burst it between your bodies within the time limit or you're eliminated." Immediately, Xiao grabbed Xiao Senu by the shoulders, a dangerous aura around him. Xiao Senu panicked and stammered, asking what he was planning. Xiaolin slammed his body forward, crushing the balloon until it popped loudly. The crowd immediately cried out, begging them to stop tormenting their idol. Next, Ruby Ribbon lay back gracefully, smiling confidently. The strongest team is here. She pulled Yufei down on top of her, trapping the red balloon between them. Go for it, she said with a playful wink as they pressed together. The balloon popped with a loud bang. They high-fived, laughing, saying they'd win no matter what. The audience melted, calling it unfair but too cute to punish. Someone joked, cuteness is a valid strategy. Meanwhile, Xiaolin and Lingshu struggled, but their balloon only deformed. Xiaolin gritted his teeth. It wouldn't break. Gao Jinha watched with a sinister grin. You only won before by luck. I bribed the staff. He added their balloon was ultra tough, like a yoga ball, impossible to pop. Xiaolin kept smashing it with Lingshu, making her cry out in protest. The crowd went wild, screaming and wanting to take his place. Xiaolin collapsed, exhausted. I give up. Why won't this damn balloon break? A system notification appeared. His intimacy points increased. Lingshu leaned on his arm, exhausted. She whispered that she couldn't go on. Xiaolin's eyes sharpened. Endure a bit longer. He roared and slammed down, driving his knee into the balloon. A thunderous blast, the balloon finally burst. The crowd gasped, then erupted in cheers. On the screen, his rival froze as Xiaolin's vote surged. He realized his plan had failed. Lingshu cheered, but Xiaolin was exhausted. Winning still takes real skill. Lingshu teased him. Xiaolin smiled. I'm just respecting you. Intimacy points kept rising. She called him a rascal. A glowing item card appeared, rewards tied to his contracted idol's profession. Host Sir Cropes interrupted, announcing the finals would be tomorrow and ordering everyone to rest. Lingshu smiled brightly and teased Xiaolin that the dinner here was very luxurious and he was in for a treat. In the shadows, Xiao and Gao Jinha were plotting. Xiao asked if they should eliminate the threat, and Gao Jinha agreed. Suming interrupted and coldly asked if Gao Jinha had lost his mind. She warned that removing top contestants before the finals would cause public outrage. Gao Jinha admitted she had a point, but insisted they still needed extreme measures to win. Suming stopped them, saying she wouldn't let Xiaolin win and planned to sabotage the next round using insider info on Lingshu. The next day, the finals began at a huge venue. The host introduced Guess the Story, where actors perform and managers guess the plot. Rules were explained. Correct guesses earn cards, and cards convert into votes. A voice suddenly echoed, "Wait, it was Xiaolin." He grabbed the cards and demanded a reshuffle for fairness, refusing to accept the rules otherwise. The host panicked as Xiaolin leaned in with a cold smile, reminding him it's live TV and asking if he wanted an accident on air. The host trembled as Su Mingyu subtly nodded from the side. Xiaolin narrowed his eyes, sensing something was off about the entire setup. Terrified, the host quickly praised Xiaolin's idea. Forcing a smile, he tossed the cards back and let Xiaolin draw again confidently. Trying to recover, the host handed the drawn card to Ling Xiyu and announced that Xiaolin's group would go first. But when Ling Xiu flipped the card, her eyes widened in horror. The prompt read, "Lady Mingjiang weeps at the Great Wall." She froze completely on stage. Her mind went blank as she trembled, stuttering helplessly while her acting skills failed her. The audience burst into laughter, pointing and mocking her stiff performance, joking it looked like she was struggling with constipation. Panicking inside, Ling Xiu wondered how she got such an impossible role. Worse, someone in the crowd mocked her as the goddess of no tears, saying she never cried even at her best friend's funeral. Across the hall, everyone watched her struggle in tense silence. Trying to save it, Ling Xiu struck a dramatic pose, forcing herself to show emotion. She suddenly surged forward, imagining years of silence, overacting in hopes of expressing the story. Xiaolin misread everything and excitedly struck a ridiculous pose, shouting a completely wrong guess about dancing with rooster crows. Frustrated by the chaos, Xiaolin snapped, asking why she wasn't performing properly. His face flushed as he avoided eye contact. Ling Xiu awkwardly admitted her performance was off, leaving them both in a painfully awkward stalemate. Ruby Ribbon crossed her arms and warned, "Xiaolin, stop pushing. She already has fans now. It's enough for you to settle and not chase the championship." But Xiaolin refused. With a fierce glare, he declared, "I won't give up." He raised a glowing card and shouted, "In my name, awaken the spirit of performance." It sounded cheesy, but he completely owned it. A burst of energy shot from the card and hit Ling Xiu in the forehead. Tears instantly streamed down her face. She began crying dramatically. Xiaolin pointed at her and shouted to the crowd, "Lady Mingjiang weeps at the Great Wall." They kept guessing correctly again and again. In the next moment, Ling Xiu's entire demeanor changed completely. She broke into a fierce martial arts dance and shouted, "Mokuing leads the troops." Then she spun gracefully, whispering, "The broken bridge in snow." Xiaolin froze, completely stunned. Oh my, Ling Xiu had just shown real acting talent. Who said she couldn't act? I'm in love, Kaosu gasped. Is this really a newcomer? Even veteran actress Yufei was shocked, saying only decades of experience could match that transition. Host Victor grabbed the mic in panic. Ling Xiu's votes have already surpassed Xiao Sinu and Yu, and they're still rising. Meanwhile, Gao Jinha was losing control. He barked into his phone, "Activate the online army now, boost the votes." Almost instantly, Xiao Sinu's vote count shot up on the big screen, showing how powerful popularity could be. Thinking victory was certain, Gao Jinha opened champagne, spraying it everywhere. "We've won!" he cheered with Xiao Sinu. But Xiaolin stepped forward with a cold smirk. "You're celebrating too early." He raised a stack of white cards. "Remember these? The cards we traded for votes." He handed them to the host. "How many votes do we get now?" Victor counted quickly. 18 cards, each worth 10,000 votes. Ling Xiu now has 1.8 million. Gao Jinha's jaw dropped. His face flushed red with rage. "What? Are you kidding me?" Xiaolin showed no mercy. He mocked him. "Gao Jinha, did your ambition get too big? Can't you keep your head down for once?" Gao Jinha snapped back. "It's not like only you have cards." He turned to his teammate. "How many do we have?" Xiao Shinu stammered nervously. "3 cards." Reality hit him hard. Final scores locked. Xiao Senu 183 million, Yu 1.76 million. Confetti poured from above as Ling Xiu jumped into Xiaolin's arms. "Xiaolin, we won!" Blushing slightly, she looked at him and thought, "A variety show with 90 intimacy points. We really struck gold." The scene shifted outside a towering Gothic building under warm sunlight. Ruby Ribbon stood with crossed arms, worried. "Why didn't you listen? You've already offended too many powerful people. They're all people you can't afford to provoke." Xiaolin turned serious. "I used to rely on my father, but he's gone. I can't back down anymore." Ruby Ribbon warned him it was too dangerous. Without hesitation, Xiaolin grabbed Ling Xiu's hand and walked forward. "Even if it's dangerous, I chose this path," he said. Ling Xiu blushed as he pulled her along. "Seriously." They walked into the city, ready for whatever came next. Xiaolin strolled with Ling Xiu. She asked if his relationship with Ruby was deeper than debt. He said they were childhood classmates but family rivals. She teased him about it. Xiaolin said he preferred literature while she chased success, so they drifted apart. He added quietly that he once only cared about poetry and didn't take his father's expectations seriously. "But now I realize how much he cared alone." Xiaolin suddenly narrowed his eyes. "Why can't you cry?" he asked. This is where things get strange. Before she could answer, she vanished. Xiaolin spun around, panic rising. "Where is she?" he muttered. Then he saw it, a massive muscular man sprinting away with Ling Xiu over his shoulder. "What, the kidnapping her right in front of me? Let her go!" Xiaolin bolted after them. The kidnapper, Bomber, glanced back with a mocking grin. "You think you can match my speed? You're overestimating yourself." With ease, Bomber leapt onto a moving shipping container truck. Xiaolin's eyes widened as he chased after him. Inside the dark container, Ling Xiu struggled, covering her nose in panic. "Boss, don't come in. Something's wrong with the smell here," she cried. A heavy boot slammed onto a control panel. A hidden mechanism clicked. Xiaolin didn't hesitate. He jumped straight into the trap. "If I can't protect my contracted goddess, what right do I have for revenge?" he thought. "Can't this be delayed? If it is, things will get worse." The moment he landed inside, the metal doors slammed shut behind him, locking them in darkness. The floor began to hum with strange energy, shifting beneath them. Bomber panicked, pounding the walls. "Hey, don't close it, I'm still inside." In a control room, Gaojin sat before a glowing monitor, smiling coldly as he pressed a key. "Bomber, sorry. Once I deal with Xiaolin, I'll let you out." Back in the container, Xiaolin didn't hold back. He unleashed a barrage of heavy punches on Bomber. "What are you scoundrels planning?" Bomber staggered back, bruised but still grinning. "It's useless," he gasped. "You'll be done soon. Don't you feel your strength fading?" Xiaolin's vision blurred. Dizziness hit him like a wave. His fist trembled as realization struck. "No, it's a sedative," he muttered. His legs gave out and he collapsed into Ling Xiu's lap. She cried, holding him tightly. "Boss, it's my fault. I dragged you into this." Xiaolin weakly smiled. "You're mine. I won't let anyone hurt you." Ling Xiu froze, shaken. "No one ever said that to me. I wish I could stay by your side forever. I'll tell you why I couldn't cry before." The scene shifted to Ling Xiu's childhood. She begged for food while crying for her father, only to be struck by her abusive mother. "Who allowed you to cry? If you cry again, I'll leave a mark you won't forget." Back in the present, Xiaolin looked at her sadly. "I never knew your childhood was this cruel." Ling Xiu smiled through tears. "But you healed me. I can cry now, and I cry for you." They suddenly cut to a dock where both were unconscious, bound and waited, while Gao Jinha watched coldly. Still stubborn? Gao Jinha sneered as Assassin Wuxia kicked Xiaolin into the water. He sank into the freezing depths as the villains looked on. Xiao asked about Bomber. Gao Jinha dismissed him. "Trash, leave him." Underwater, Xiaolin's eyes suddenly opened with determination. A glowing card appeared, he shattered the ropes and freed himself, then dove deeper toward Ling Shu as she drifted unconscious. He pulled her close and gave her air in a desperate underwater rescue. In the next moment, bright sunlight broke through as Xiaolin gasped, eyes fluttering open. Ling Shu coughed violently, clutching her chest. "Am I dead?" she stammered. Xiaolin smiled softly. "We're alive, don't worry." The mood shifted. Xiaolin's smile vanished as he stepped over a defeated thug. "My father is gone, but trouble remains. Gaojinha, today, I end this." He grabbed Bomber by the collar and slapped him awake. "Wake up!" Bomber groaned, dizzy and confused. Realizing Xiaolin was alive, Bomber panicked. Xiaolin tightened his grip. "Where is Gaojinha? Speak, or I'll break you." Bomber gritted his teeth in silence. "Even if you kill me, I won't talk. I'll never betray the boss." Xiaolin didn't hesitate. One brutal punch sent him crashing into the ground. Bomber scrambled back in fear. Xiaolin's voice turned icy. "Go back and tell Gaojinha to wash his neck and wait." Cut to the neon-lit Wild Wolf disco as Bomber burst through the doors screaming, "Boss, trouble, Xiaolin is coming for you." Inside the VIP lounge, Gaojinha laughed casually with two women beside him, mocking him for outdated info and claiming Xiaolin was already finished. "Taken care of?" Bomber muttered, shaken. "He just beat me up." The color drained from Gaojinha's face. He shot up in shock, eyes wide. "Just now? How was that possible?" With a deafening crash, the door was kicked open. Xiaolin walked in slowly, a cold smile on his face. "Gaojinha, surprised?" Bomber panicked and screamed, demanding how Xiaolin had found them. Gaojinha, furious, turned on him instead and roared, "You traitor! You led him here!" Desperate, he grabbed the walkie-talkie and ordered reinforcements. Instantly, a squad of white-suited enforcers flooded the room. The goons charged in, laughing like they already had victory. But Xiaolin roared, "Back off!" A burst of golden energy exploded outward, sending a shockwave that blasted the entire squad flying. Gaojinha watched his men crash down in horror. "What the hell?" Xiaolin stepped over the fallen bodies and locked eyes with him. "Gaojinha, let's finish this." At that moment, the golden assassin Wuxia stepped forward, blocking his path. He smirked. "Surviving until now is unexpected. An ordinary man shouldn't be able to break my knot." Xiaolin stopped. "You're the golden assassin, Wuxia?" Wuxia narrowed his eyes, drawing a glowing blue blade. "Since you know my name, die." He slashed forward with a sweeping arc of blue energy. Xiaolin dodged easily. Wuxia taunted him to show his real strength. Xiaolin replied coldly, "Is that all?" WS swung again with full force, sneering. "That's right, I finished him off." Xiaolin's instinct suddenly flared. A dangerous glint sharpened in his eyes. He realized the fight wasn't over yet. Wuxia lunged again at terrifying speed. Gaojinha laughed from the side. "You can't escape now, you're finished." Wuxia poured all his strength into a final killing strike. But nobody expected it. Xiaolin's counterattack erupted in a flash of golden light. Steel met force with a sharp crack. The blade shattered. Wuxia stammered in disbelief. "Broken? This can't be. This was forged steel." Xiaolin didn't hesitate. "This is your end." A massive golden wave exploded outward, engulfing him completely. Seeing his trump card destroyed, Gaojinha panicked. He staggered back, sweating. "Xiaolin, calm down. We can talk." Xiaolin glared at him coldly. "Talk? After everything you've done step by step, did you ever try talking to me?" Before Gaojinha could react, Xiaolin drove his blade into his shoulder. "I am Xiaolin, not someone you can mess with." Gaojinha collapsed, whimpering and clutching a contract. He screamed in panic, waving it wildly. 220 billion the Xiaolin Group owes me. I'll erase it, just spare me." Xiaolin snatched the paper and looked down at him with contempt. "Your life, Gaojinha, is worth quite a lot." Desperate to save himself, Gaojinha started spilling everything. President Gong Manly sent 3 golden assassins to Chile Mountain Villa. "They plan to eliminate your partner. I don't know why." Xiaolin's face instantly went pale. His eyes widened in shock. Rage exploded inside him. Thinking of the threat to his tenant, Xiaolin threw a brutal punch into Gaojinha's face. "Go to the abyss!" he roared. At that moment, a sharp voice echoed through the room. Xiaolin stopped immediately and lowered his weapon. Officer Luo Yanin arrived, arms crossed, her expression deadly serious. Seeing her, Gaojinha clung to her like a lifeline, crying dramatically. "Officer Luo, you're my mother." Disgusted, Luo Yanin coughed and snapped, "Stop fabricating nonsense." "Shut up, don't make up relationships." Xiaolin looked away, clearly unimpressed. Luo Yanin glared at Gaojinha. "Consider yourself lucky." Not wanting to waste time while Yuxian was in danger, Xiaolin tried to leave, but Officer Luo stopped him. "Wait, the situation isn't clear." He showed a video of the defeated golden assassin and said coldly, "Self-defense. Case closed." She sighed, realizing she couldn't hold him. Alright, go, Luo Yanan warned, but don't step out of line, Xiaolin, or I'll deal with you legally. Meanwhile, at the luxurious Chile mountain villa, Yu Xian relaxed by the shimmering pool, unaware of the danger approaching. But suddenly, her instincts triggered, her eyes widened, a deadly killing intent filled the air. A black revolver fired from the shadows, bullets shattered the poolside concrete. Yu Xian leapt back gracefully, barely avoiding the attack. Two figures stepped into view, a teal-haired assassin in white and a bald man in black. The white-suited assassin slashed forward with a blue energy arc. Yu Xian flipped through the air, dodging cleanly as it passed beneath her. Landing lightly, she immediately faced the bald assassin's crushing overhead strike, giving her no room to breathe. A third assassin arrived, dual black revolvers in hand. You betrayed the organization, he sneered. It was Golden Assassin Yugi. Today, I finished this. The black and white duo launched a coordinated attack from both sides. Yu Xian was completely surrounded, 3 elite assassins closing in. No sniper rifle, no escape. A cold voice echoed, "It's over." Suddenly, a violent strike cut through the air, blocking the attack at the last second. The assassins froze. "Leader of the 100 vigilantes," they gasped. It was Xiaolin. He slid into the battlefield. "Yu Xian, I'm here to save you," he shouted. She gasped, calling his name in shock. Without hesitation, Xiaolin grabbed her and pulled her into his arms, lifting her up bridal style. Xiaolin sprinted forward, worry written all over his face. "Are you okay?" Behind them, Golden Assassin Yuji locked onto his targets, gripping his massive revolver. He fired blasts of fiery energy erupted instantly. Bright streaks ripped through the air. Xiaolin moved with insane agility, dodging every shot as explosions shattered the ground behind him. Yugi gritted his teeth in shock. What speed is that? He dodged everything. Chased them. Xiaolin dashed through a massive hedge maze, using the twisting paths and dense greenery to shake their pursuers. Flustered, Yu Xian blushed. "Put me down immediately." Xiaolin smirked slightly. "Your skin is really smooth." "This is seriously the time for that?" She shot back with a teasing, confident smile. "What? Want me to check properly?" Xiaolin casually tossed her over his shoulder again. "We'll talk later. Survival first." His expression turned serious. "We've got more important things to handle." His eyes sharpened as he focused entirely on escape. The black and white assassin duo leapt over the hedge right where they had just been. Xiaolin pressed himself into the bushes, holding his breath. The bald assassin scanned the area. "Where did they go?" he muttered. He couldn't have gone far. The teal-haired assassin narrowed her eyes. "Are they hiding in here?" she asked, stabbing her blade into the hedge. Steel sliced through leaves, missing Xiaolin by inches. He quickly covered Yu Xian's mouth to stop her from making a sound. The assassins pulled back and moved on. "Check ahead." Their footsteps faded. Xiaolin exhaled deeply, holding Yu Xian close. "We just avoided disaster," she whispered with a relieved smile, looking up at him. "Follow me," Xiaolin said confidently. "I have a way to deal with them." They crawled low through the dirt, staying completely hidden. Xiaolin reached a hidden panel in a concrete wall and opened it with a click. He led her into a massive surveillance room filled with monitors. Yu Xian looked around in awe. "What is this place?" Xiaolin smirked. "My secret base. I built it as a kid during hide-and-seek. No one's ever found it." Yu Xian laughed nervously. "The life of rich people really is unimaginable," she said, watching the screens activate. Xiaolin immediately turned on the hidden cameras scattered across the entire maze. The screens lit up instantly, showing crystal-clear footage of the assassins wandering aimlessly through the maze paths. Yu Xian crossed her arms, a dangerous, confident smirk forming. "They made a fatal mistake," she said sharply. "They split up instead of staying together." She turned to Xiaolin, lifting her weapon with a glint in her eye. "I'll use my earpiece, you track their positions and guide me." A masked guard in the maze patrolled blindly until a blade flashed from the shadows. He dropped instantly before realizing what happened. Yu Xian dragged the body into the bushes with a dull thud. The counterattack had begun. Suddenly, Yu Xian lunged from behind, striking another masked target in a clean ambush. A sharp hiss her blade returned, leaving a deep mark. In the control room, Xiaolin's voice guided her through the earpiece. "Left path ahead, 3 targets moving north. Good work." He watched the screens, impressed. He thought, compared to these assassins, Yu Xian feels more like the real assassin, a highly skilled one. His eyes narrowed slightly as he studied her movements. "Why does she look so familiar?" he murmured. On the screen, Yu Xian moved with her face partially covered, only her sharp eyes visible. Then it hit him. "Damn, she's the assassin who tried to kill me." He froze. "I told you he's clueless," someone would say. He broke into a nervous sweat, thoughts spiraling. "Dear landlord, I brought trouble to your doorstep again. How will you punish me tonight?" His imagination drifted further. Maid outfit or Lolita style? Back in the garden, Yu Xian slashed fiercely, but Golden Assassin Yuji leapt back, guns blazing. "You let your guard down," he mocked. Seeing the danger on the monitor, Xiaolin slammed his hands on the desk and stood up. "You, Xian!" He bolted outside. "You, Shen, wait for me, I'm coming!" But the moment he rushed out, he looked up in shock. The teal-haired and bald assassins were diving straight down toward him. Xiaolin drew his blade instantly, eyes sharp. "Bad luck for you, you met me today." The teal-haired assassin swung her katana. "Bold words," she sneered as she closed in. The bald enforcer roared, "I'll finish you here." Steel clashed violently as the battle ignited. Xiaolin parried both attacks with precision, sparks flying as he held off two assassins at once. Finding an opening, he pushed forward with a massive strike. "Go!" he shouted, bursting with energy. A brutal blast slammed the bald assassin square in the chest, hurling him backward with a pained scream. Furious at her partner falling, the teal-haired woman lunged hard. "You arrogant fool. I'm going to end you." But Xiaolin was faster. He fired a blinding, glowing slash, dropping her instantly and saying coldly, "You're too slow." Standing over his fallen enemies, he muttered, "People from Haidong society should all perish." Meanwhile, a few yards away, Yugi aimed his revolver with a twisted smile. "Rest easy on your way to hell." You lay on the ground, clutching her wounded stomach. "Okay, but don't hurt Xiaolin," she begged weakly. "He's just an immature young man, surrounded by armed men." Yugi looked down at her. "Fine, I'll talk to President Gon for you, but you refuse to beg." She smiled defiantly, eyes wide. "Then fire away. I've ended so many people. I want to see how terrifying death really is." But Xiaolin burst from the tall grass, rushing in. "Wait," he shouted desperately, shocked by the sudden intrusion. Yugi quickly aimed his gun at Xiaolin. "Stop right there," he ordered. Xiaolin stopped, raising one hand calmly, blade in the other. "Compared to Shinzi, your boss should be more interested in me, right? Take me to see your boss." Yu smirked, weapon still raised. "If you want my boss, you'll have to take one of your legs first, otherwise I won't agree." Xiaolin's expression turned deadly serious. He stared coldly and said, "Fine." Without hesitation, he swung his sword straight into his own thigh. A crimson mist burst out as the blade pierced him. Uji's eyes widened in sheer disbelief. "What?" he stammered, frozen in shock. Tears streamed down Yusen's face as she screamed in horror. "Xiaolin, are you crazy? Is it worth it for me?" Breathing heavily, Xiaolin's face turned slightly flushed as he smiled softly. "I don't know if it's worth it or not. All I know is, you've been good to me, and I can't watch you die." After that, Yuji finally lowered his weapon, ordering his men to seize the injured Xiaolin. "Let's go," he ordered. "I'll take you to see President Gong," watching him being dragged away. Yu completely broke down in tears. "You idiot, you fool," she cried. "Come on, guys, who wouldn't be moved by a sacrifice like that?" The scene cuts outside a brightly lit building. The sign above reads, "Maid, Murder Mystery." But inside, it's no game. Heavy tension fills the air. Xiaolin was forced to his knees, a dark stain on his side, held down tightly by masked men. Beside him, Yen was also restrained. Elegant heels stepped into view. Gong manly smirked down at the captured assassin. "Yusen, you never saw this coming, did you?" she taunted. Xiaolin turned, completely shocked. "Are you?" he asked. She looked away, guilty. "Yeah, sorry I didn't reveal my real name," she confessed. Suddenly, realization hit Xiaolin and his eyes lit up with hope. "Wait, isn't Shinzi the goddess I'm supposed to contract with?" he thought. Yen could only stare at him, confused. "Look guys, he's literally a hostage and still thinking about system contracts." Gongmei wasn't done. "You not only hid your real name," she said, pointing, "you also didn't tell him about getting shot outside the Star River building, right?" Desperation took over Yusian. She collapsed, pleading. "Boss, please don't say it, I beg you." Gong manly just tilted her head, amused. "Why don't you want him to know?" Tears streamed down Yen's face. She stuttered that she wanted a good last impression, sobbing she didn't want him to hate her. Then, things turned brutal. Gongli struck with a heavy kick into Yusen. "Dream on," Gong manly snapped. "Joining my assassin guild and expecting romance? I'd never even been with anyone." "Why should you?" she continued coldly. "I intend to make you suffer." Then she turned to Xiaolin. "You still don't know Yusen's true identity, right?" she grinned. "She's the top assassin in my society and the one who shot you outside the Star River building." Panic flashed in Yusen's eyes. "Xiaolin, don't listen," she cried. But instead of anger, Xiaolin lit up with excitement. "Wow, an assassin, so cool," he said. "Then we don't have to fight, right?" Yusen's sweat dropped, murmuring he never changed. Gongmei's expression darkened. "Not fight? Are you two in love?" she growled. "Fine, I'll let you be." A loud mechanical hum filled the room as a massive grinder powered on. Gong manly coldly ordered her men to throw them in and mix their remains. Xiaolin panicked. Hey, can we talk instead of this?" he shouted. "Shenzi, say something," he added. Yusen looked strangely calm, blushing. "Xiaolin, it's nice to die with you," she sighed. Xiaolin stared in disbelief. Realizing she'd fully drifted into fantasy, even Xiaolin panicked now. Masked men grabbed him, pushing him toward the roaring machine. "Get in," they barked. With no way out, Xiaolin gritted his teeth. I can only rely on myself now, he thought. A system notification flashed. He instantly used a healing ointment. His wound vanished in a flash. With a burst of force, he shattered their grip, sending them flying. The guards froze in shock, unable to understand how he broke free. Xiaolin straightened his jacket, eyes cold. I don't need answers anymore, he said. A glowing aura exploded around him. You shouldn't have messed with me, he warned, voice echoing with authority. Yugi, the golden assassin, aimed his revolver at Xiaolin. How are you still standing? He demanded. Before he could fire, Yusen moved. She dashed forward in a blur, swinging her weapon and deflecting the attack mid-air. The strike landed clean. Yugi's gun flew upward and a crimson mist burst from his injured hand. He staggered back, eyes wide in shock. Without wasting a second, Xiaolin charged forward. A blinding energy gathered in his fist as he slammed a devastating punch straight into Yuji's chest. The impact exploded with thunder-like force, launching the assassin through the air like a ragdoll. Yugi hit the ground hard with a dull thud, completely neutralized. Gong Manly watched, eyes narrowing. Xiaolin pointed at her. Gong, is the Haidong Society behind you? He demanded. You know what they did to the Qiling group, right? Gong Manly only scoffed. You don't need to ask. I won't give you anything useful. She smiled coldly. You'll be buried with the Haidong Society. Xiaolin roared and dashed in to finish it. But suddenly, figures burst from the shadows. A squad of assassins in pastel pink maid outfits surrounded him, daggers drawn. It's too early for that, Gong Manly mocked. I haven't used all my cards. The pink maids attacked. They moved at terrifying speed, unleashing glowing red slashes that forced Xiaolin on defense. Xiaolin struggled under the pressure. These maids are assassins, perfect coordination, he thought. Their strategy is too tricky. My divine fist is useless. Then Yusi burst in, dual-wielding weapons. Xiaolin, I'm here to help, she shouted. The pink maids leaped and dodged the fire with insane agility as Xiaolin retreated for cover. Meanwhile, Gong Manly dropped from above, aiming a crushing kick at Yan. Your shooting skills are pathetic right now, she mocked. Xiaolin didn't hesitate. He dashed forward with a killing glare, seeking death, but Gong Manly was ready. A sharp whistle cut the air as she unleashed a sweeping kick. Don't underestimate women, she yelled. Xiaolin caught her leg mid-air with a heavy thud. He smirked. You got strength, but... A second leg came in instantly. Gong Manly climbed onto his shoulder and locked him with her thighs around his neck. Do you know who the star assassin is? It's me, she shouted. Take my guillotine attack, she screamed. Honestly, I've learned a new position, Xiaolin thought in panic. To break free, he grabbed the first thing he could, her hips. She froze. Huh? Don't touch me randomly. Her face turned bright red. Even deadly assassins have weak spots, she panicked. Flustered, she screamed, You jerk! How dare you! She threw Xiaolin violently, slamming him into the floor. Yusen rushed over in panic. Are you okay? She helped him sit up as Gong Manly glared down at them. Yusen warned him urgently. She's trained in the Northern Tan Leg School. Her leg techniques are top tier. We can't match her. Wiping blood from his face, Xiaolin complained, Why didn't you say that earlier? I got beaten for nothing. Gong Manly lifted her leg again to strike, but Xiaolin was focused on something else entirely. He got a nosebleed. Haha, you gently wiped it away with a soft smile. If I knew you liked to watch, I would have let you see more, she teased softly. Unfortunately, there won't be a next time. The atmosphere shifted. Xiaolin stared deeply. Shinzi, he murmured. Her eyes shimmered with tears. Xiaolin, meeting you was the luckiest moment of my life. She leaned closer, softly caressing his face. Even if our time was short, she whispered, I can die without regrets. But a villain stood nearby. Gong Manly burned with rage. Even at death's door, you're still flirting? She screamed, furious at being ignored. She launched into the air, driving a crushing kick down. Damn it, she roared. A system chime echoed in Xiaolin's mind. He successfully formed a contract with Yuan. Power surged through him as he calmly raised one finger, blocking Gong Manly's kick. Golden energy flared. With this finger, I can crush stone and slice iron like butter. I can see prey from 10 kilometers away. He pushed back the strike. The power came just in time, he said coldly. A blinding burst of force exploded from his touch. Gong Manly screamed as energy surged through her body. She slid backward across the floor, barely stabilizing. How can a finger stop my leg? She stammered. Xiaolin smirked, raising his glowing hand. My fingers are quite talented, he said cheerfully. Ah, my dirty mind, guys. Humiliated, Gong Manly trembled. Finish him, she shouted. Her maid squad swarmed like hornets. Yusen stepped in front, pistols raised. Xiaolin, my shots won't work on them, she warned. You should run, but Xiaolin stayed calm. He lightly slapped her and transferred a glowing card into her. No need, he said. A magical aura washed over Yusen. Her eyes widened in shock as her senses sharpened. What's happening? I can see so clearly. Gunfire exploded. Yusen stood firm, dual pistols blazing as she unleashed a precise counterattack. The pink maids never stood a chance. Their weapons fell with heavy thuds as perfect shots dropped them instantly. One maid gasped in shock. Smoke trailed from Yusin's barrel as she stared down the defeated enemies, completely steady and ready to finish them. But Xiaolin gently grabbed her arm. "That's enough. No need to be ruthless. I still have things to do." You blinked, confused. She asked, "Then what's left to do? Isn't it just appreciating beauty?" Xiaolin coughed awkwardly, caught off guard. Realizing something, you looked at him in awe. "What did you just do to me?" she asked. Amazed, her vision had become sharper. Xiaolin smiled smoothly and confidently, explaining that he knew a bit of medicine and simply pressed her pressure points. Overjoyed, Yusin called him amazing. "Guys, I'm telling you, our boy really knows how to lie." Excited by his help, Yusin leaned in and kissed his cheek. Xiaolin flushed slightly, noticing a huge boost in his system intimacy points. Suddenly serious, Yusin stepped back and apologized for accidentally shooting him earlier, saying her eyesight was bad and she couldn't see the target clearly. Xiaolin pulled her closer and teased that if she felt guilty, she should make it up properly. Her eyes widened with innocent curiosity. She looked up and asked how she should make it up to him. Xiaolin leaned in and whispered playfully, suggesting a maid outfit, nurse uniform, or flight attendant look. Yusin's face turned bright red as she shoved him away, yelling for him to stop. Watching her pout, Xiaolin suddenly realized something. Elon gets headaches. Man has zero sense of direction. Lingshu can't cry. Yusin has eye problems, he thought. He understood that all his contract goddesses had unique flaws. Nobody is perfect, he reflected. True beauties always have imperfections, like historical figures. He wondered if all 36 beauties in the goddess palace system had similar issues. A bead of sweat ran down his face at a scary thought. He silently prayed he would never meet one with bad body odor. A heavy thud echoed. Gong Manly was forced to her knees, fully restrained by Yusian. Yusian looked down coldly. "Should I dispose of her?" she asked. Xiaolin casually agreed, suggesting they turn her into pet food since she wouldn't cooperate. Panic exploded. Gong Manly screamed she was willing to cooperate, but Yen snapped back that it was too late. Desperate, Gong Manly shut her eyes and shouted she had an idea, something that could help Xiaolin's current situation. That caught his attention. A slight smirk appeared on Xiaolin's face. "Wait," he ordered Yusian. He sat on the couch, legs crossed, radiating authority. "Speak," he demanded. Trembling, Gong Manly explained that after Li Xingha's death, a core seat in the Haidong Society was vacant and Xiaolin could fill it. Intrigued, Xiaolin grabbed her chin firmly, forcing eye contact. His voice turned sharp and cold. He reminded her how deep his hatred for the Haidong Society went. Gong Manly stuttered, urging him to think logically and survive first, saying revenge should come later. Xiaolin's gaze darkened. "You don't understand me," he whispered. "If I don't avenge them the same day, I can't sleep." A sly smile appeared on Gong Manly's face. "Do you really think the Chilling Group was destroyed only by the Haidong Society?" she taunted. Xiaolin's eyes widened in shock. His calm broke instantly. "What do you mean?" he demanded. Gong Manly revealed the truth. Someone else was behind his father's downfall. The Haidong Society was only an executioner following unseen orders. As for who gave the orders, she swore she didn't know. Xiaolin fell silent, his mind racing. A far greater power was clearly hiding in the shadows. Joining the Haidong Society to uncover it might be his smartest move. He looked down at the captured president. "I still don't trust you," he said coldly. Suddenly, his hand ignited with crackling blue energy. "Force contract." He slammed his glowing palm onto Gong Manly's head. The system chimed instantly, identifying her as a jade hairpin-level goddess and starting a forced binding process. Gong Manly screamed in agony as the contract's power overwhelmed her. The system confirmed success, but noted that low intimacy meant no rewards could be granted. Panting, Gong Manly clutched her head in terror. "What did you do to me?" she stammered. Xiaolin stood over her, eyes cold and merciless. "You're marked now. From this moment, you belong to me. If you ever betray me," he said flatly, "I'll make your life a nightmare."